Take the chains off the brain. We've been handcuffed. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I am one of your hosts, R.D.J.
And I'm your other host, Ashley, aka Threes, aka that bitch. I don't know. Just me.
And we want to thank you guys for tuning in into the gray. However, you're
Yeah.
listening to this on your podcast, on YouTube, most likely it's YouTube because that's where we get most traction from. And thank you guys on Instagram as well. We have took a hiatus, but we are back. Okay. I know
We back.
we posted something last week, but guess what? We're gonna post again this week, and hopefully the week after that.
And the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that.
Right. So, for starters, how are you?
No, because I've been going first all the other times.
Because I always
It
ask.
was my thing. I know, but it's my thing. You just happen to do the intro. So, anyway, to start off, how are you?
I'm okay. You know, life did take a turn for a minute, and I was in a car wreck, lost my job, blood pressure situation, losing people, helping my cousin, just a lot of things in whirlwind, personal life, and I think I'm bouncing back pretty good on the positive end of things, So I'm okay.
It's good.
What
I
about you?
mean, uh,
I'm
damn,
sorry.
can I finish my sentence? That's good that you're bouncing back. Um, of course, I know about this stuff already, really kind of. Well, no, all the way, I kind of know, but still,
I was
it's
about to
like,
say, what?
well,
Know everything.
because it was one thing that I was like, "Did I know that?" But I didn't know that, so just ignore me. But yeah, I mean, it's good that you feel good now, and it was a lot to go through. I mean, the way we rattling this off, if you're new here and this is your first episode, we've been gone for about what 3-4 months. We've been gone for
In
a
like
whole quarter.
totality, yeah,
Yeah, we've been gone since the summer,
about the summer.
honestly. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, it's this the end of the year. Actually, it might be like 4 or 5 months, to be honest, because the last one that we actually really put up and recorded was, like, I think end of June or the beginning of July. Anyway, whatever. Hey, we here now. So, yeah, it's a lot that has happened in that time frame. But I'm glad that you are still here in the land of the living and, still moving forward and progressing forward, so
Well,
I
thank
like
you.
that for you.
I'm like I said, I'm better. Not all the way there yet, but I'm better. So
Mhm.
it's a journey.
Yeah, true that. You asked me how I was doing.
Oh, my turn. Yeah. So how are you?
Uh-huh. Don't get fucked up. I am great. I'm just playing. I'm alright. No, I feel great. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, sure.
I'm good. Yes, I'm good. Okay, so let me catch y'all up. Today is day, I think 84 of me doing like my put me first every day, fitness, workout, all that jazz. I did go through a little bit of a depression. Okay, your girl went through that just a little bit for about 3 weeks. Um, whatevs. But yes, I went through that and man, I don't remember where we left off at. Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't remember where we left off. But today,
It was
I'm okay.
it was more so. I'm not even sure about even the last episode we did, but I know along the line somewhere I was like, kind of like, why do we get up and do the things that we do? And why is life or something to that degree? And
Mhm.
it's like, you know what? Like none of this makes sense. Like what is purpose and blah 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 blah. I think I went on that tangent for a bit, and we probably spent majority of the episode talking about that, other than actually talking about the topic.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean where do we leave off with the topic. I mean, I don't know where we left off in my life. I don't want to be redundant and say how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And I already said it. I don't remember the last things that I said, but I don't think that they knew that I was doing this workout thing.
No, that's
Um,
fairly new.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm on day 80 something and they don't know nothing about it. But
Right.
anyway,
But why haven't you been updating the real life with Ash too? That should be in tandem with it.
no, that's not the same thing. It's not even that. I'm not even using that podcast for that no more. Well, those two things are separate off rip. They were never going to be the same thing or go in tandem. That was never the purpose of that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, my podcast, my YouTube podcast is being rebranded to something else to go along with my life coaching because I feel like that will be more effective. Still the
Okay.
same stuff, just going to rebrand it. And go from there. So, yeah, that's that. So I guess there's that. Y'all, the last time y'all see me, I didn't have friends. I got friends now. I did have friends, but I mean, I got friends locally now, and I've been having a blast. Okay. I've been having a blast. I've been having a time, a time. Okay. I've been having it. It's been had. Um, yeah, I've been chilling. You know me. Thanks for asking.
Anything else?
No. Oh, I got this big old pimple. It's about as big as this sticker. I don't even really need the stickers. It's about as big as that. This little
you,
pimple patch.
you call it a what?
A pimple. Aw, a
Mm.
pimple. A pimple. A
Ah,
pimple.
not a pimp hole. That's crazy.
A pimple.
Yeah, a pimp hole.
A pimple. A
A, pi-
pimple. A pimple.
a pimp hole. A pimp
No,
hole.
not a pimp hole. A pimple. A
That's
pimple.
that's how you said it. A pimp
A
hole.
pimple. What is it?
Pimple.
Pimple. Pimple? Pimple. Pimple.
Like pickle, but pimple.
Pimple.
You
Pimple.
can't even, you know.
Pimple.
So,
Pimple.
guys, we want to appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. As you can see, like the chemistry is still there. We don't fade. You know what I'm saying? We stay consistent for the most part, but you
Yeah,
know,
cause I can't stand this nigga for real in real life, okay?
and that's a fact. And what we want to do is
Bitch.
we're gonna random some stuff. The word "bitch" is okay within.
They
'Cause
know that, they know that. Oh, yeah, but for the people who don't
right,
know,
right. It's
yeah, we talk
okay.
to each other like that. It's
It's
alright.
it's it's with love. I know you know. I know. Hey, some people friendships don't work like that. Some people interactions dynamics don't work like that. But ours do. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's all in love. It ain't. It's never disrespectful.
It's
Never.
not, ever.
Even if we do get turned up with each other, we don't talk to each other with that type
Right,
of energy. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So,
right. Okay,
but
so, yeah, let's get into some random shit. So, what? Why you look at me like that?
no, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So, I know that recently you and I were talking about change. I don't
Right.
know if you wanna dive into that,
Yeah,
like,
we can.
how you feel about that? Okay. So, I'm just gonna put my stance on it first. We were talking about change. I actually don't even remember where it started, but we were talking about change, and I was talking about how most people do not change. Most people don't do the things and put in the work to actually change, and I'm not gonna say what your stance is, I'll let you do that, but I said that the way that you do change, it means that you don't do the thing anymore. That shows that you changed. Anything else is you trying to change, but you can't say that you have changed because there's no proof of that because you still do the thing or enough time hasn't passed to know if you would actually do the thing again. All right, go ahead.
Trying to change and changing are two different things. I'm very well aware of that. Okay. What you said, because I'm going to do it.
No,
What
what's
you
your
s-
stance on change? Don't talk about what I said because I'm gonna get to what I said. What is your stance on change? Not clearing
that
up the
that
trying to change and change are two.
everybody has the ability to change.
Do most
Anybody can
people
change.
change?
I don't know because I don't know most people. I've said that to you.
Here we go. All right.
How,
I already see
how,
the type
how,
of episode this is about to be. Hold on. Ouch. I had to crack my knuckles. All right, let's get into it because I
How am
feel it.
how am I supposed to say like, yeah, most people do this, most people do that. Most people that I know do this, and most
Right.
people that
So you're
I know.
always right. And so anytime you talk about stuff, it's always going to be from what you know, because there's no human alive that knows all humans. So
It,
when you say most, the assumption is we had this conversation before where
we're
you
not
was
a
like, men don't like when um women say all and all men this all men. They're talking about all the ones that they know. That is implied logic, but men who are so logical don't understand that. So what I'm trying to say to set an even playing field is that when I say most, when I'm saying all of these things, it is of what I know, what I have observed, what I've heard in my realm of human being. So, of course, you don't know most of the humans walking this earth, but most of the people that you know in your human realm, whether you read about them in a book, you know them personally, or whatever, can they change? Do they change?
some of them do, yes, some of them don't.
Okay, so some, not most. Okay, got you. Continue.
But it's some on both ends of the spectrum.
Hmm.
Or I can say half of them do, half of them don't.
Hmm. Okay.
But I think we're not people rarely just dial in on actually specifically talking about like, oh yeah, I mean within this and within that versus being like everybody and all like say what you mean and mean what you say. Be
But
direct about
we
what you're saying.
But we
Yeah,
do. It's just
yeah,
implied logic. If
yeah.
I say
Sometimes
everybody
it
loves
is.
pasta, if I say everybody loves pasta, you have to know that I don't know everybody in this world. And as I even say this sentence, more human beings are being born. So logic says she can't be talking about everybody. I have to only be talking about the people that I know in my realm. In me being a human, the people that I've come across, the people I've heard or seen or saw or whatever, those are the ones that I'm talking about,
Yeah,
and
but you
those
don't know
people
them.
love pasta. Mhm.
That was a part of your first statement. People that you know. Just because you
Mhm.
seen, heard, blah, 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 doesn't mean you know them.
Right, so when I said no, I specified specifically to avoid that comment that it is people in my existence of being human. I don't
Oh,
know everyone, so the ones
but
that
you
I
know
know,
me,
whether I read
I
about
don't
them,
like pasta.
whether I
I don't like
okay,
it. I don't like
okay.
pasta. So I'm included in the everybody that you just made. I'm
Right, in that
included in that
example,
statement.
yes. In that example, but I would never say everybody likes pasta. But yes, in that example, I'm saying if I speak like that, then I'm talking about all the people that I know. Or in our society, we say, everybody love Michael Jackson. We know that every human being doesn't like Michael Jackson, but you're saying that to say that most people, or it is agreed upon in this society, that they like Michael Jackson, or he wouldn't have been as big as he was.
Right.
So,
So why not just say most people instead of me having to imply that everybody loves Michael Jackson? Just say most people. It kills the inference that I gotta draw or the assumption that I gotta have that everybody, or maybe most people, but everybody, nah, just scratch the everybody, most
so
people that you know.
when somebody says everybody like pizza. You think that they're talking about every human being that ever lived?
Everybody, yes, that's included.
Yikes.
Why not? That is the word. You're very specific and very careful about the words that you choose, right? So if you're intentional with the words that you choose, when you say something, why can't I take it for the gravity that you're giving it to me at? I'm wrong for saying, oh, well, you said everybody. Well, you know, I didn't mean everybody. So why do I have to know that you didn't mean everybody when you said everybody? You could have said most. It would have avoided that right there. And everybody is just so frivolous with the words. It's like, stop doing that. Like, say what you mean. Most.
So, so if I say everybody and you automatically assume that I know every human being walking this earth,
I'm not assuming.
it,
I'm hearing what you're
well,
saying.
I just asked you, when I say everybody, does that make you think that
You said
I am talking about everyone walking this earth? And you said yes. So that would mean that I would have to know everybody. Because where did I pull this data from? So why haven't you ever asked me about all of these fucking people that I know and how I know them and when I talk to them, how did I meet them? But why haven't you asked me anything about all these people that I possibly know?
There are things that do apply to everybody, and there are things that don't apply to everybody. The reason why I ain't asked you about everybody because I don't care about everybody. No offense, y'all, but I don't. So everybody breathes. Truth, false. What did I lie? Do everybody breathe? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Everybody heartbeats. Truth, right?
Mhm.
Okay. These are things that do apply to everybody. Everybody has brown eyes. Everybody has black hair. Everybody has it. No, these things don't apply to everybody, but they apply to most people that you know. So instead of saying everybody, why don't you just say most? That's the only change that I feel like.
Because and it's so crazy because, like I said, it's only with men. It is only with men do you have to go, I don't know every human. So if I'm saying all men lie, man, all men cheat, all men this, I don't know every single man that's walking the earth. There's a new man being born as I'm talking right now, and I
Well,
don't know that nigga.
it's not a
So
man, but it's
what
a
I'm
male.
saying, okay, what I'm saying is, and that's according to our society. You never know. In another society, he might be a man at birth. So I don't know all the men that are born. I don't. I don't know
What's
all the
this,
men that are walking. I don't know all of them.
man?
So
What society is that?
you don't know. Some of them might call them men. We just happen to call them men at 18. Some societies might call them a man at birth or at 5 or at 13 or whatever.
That's fair. That's fair. But at birth, I can't even open my eyes, and I'm a man. I ain't I ain't taking that.
I
But
mean,
but
and that
but you
society
might
might
be
be
right.
different
I
responsibilities for a
know
man than it
you
is
might.
over here.
No, you might be right. You're right. At birth, they probably is. But I was just asking, what society is that? Because they're cracked.
Mm. Hey, well, if it work for them, it work for them.
Well,
But
they believe what they believe. You're right. You're right.
I'm just saying, you gotta know that I don't know. And when women talk to each other, they understand that. They get that. It's only when we're talking to men where we tend to run into, don't say, oh, don't say this, don't say, and it's like, what? Why can't I? Like, I don't know.
No,
But now
I
I get
don't
it
think
because it's because men gonna think that
but
you
it's
know
not.
every man
But
or
it's not.
every person.
It's not male or female specific. There are women that feel the same way, and there are men that don't feel that way. I just
Hmm.
think people who are more intentional about what people say, they take everything that you say for what it is instead of with a grain of salt.
I think it's people who don't use their noodle that don't understand that when a person
Or people
says
who can't
most
articulate.
people or all people or this, they're I don't understand how I don't understand how they don't get it. If somebody said, "Man, everybody love pizza," I'm not looking at that person going, "You know everybody in the world? Oh my god." I'm thinking they're saying that most people or everybody that they know, whatever, but there's a high number of people that like pizza. For them to say that, "Hey, 98% of the people that I know or met or came in contact with or whatever like pizza, there's a small percentage. So, hey, let's just call it everybody. We ain't even gonna care about that little percent." But for
So
men,
so
when you say
paraphrase.
that, sure. It's just using your noggin
It's
instead of being like,
paraphrasing.
that's fine. Instead of being like, "Put this right here, A, B, C, hop on pop." Instead of talking like that, you just talk and things are inferred and people use their brains as you're talking to them. That's just what it is.
Right, but you can in that moment make a statement to where they feel included with what you're saying. And I say, you know what, I don't agree with that because I'm one of the people that don't fall under that criteria that what you're saying. So you
Look at
can't
you.
say everybody because you know me.
And exactly. And it usually happens with a man. It's usually happening when talking to a man because no girl is going to be like, "Man, all bitches do is sit up and lie and cheat on a nigga, and da, da, da." And a girl gonna be like,
Hmm,
don't say everybody because I don't cheat on my nigga. Don't include me in that."
okay. And let's just go with it. Okay. So if it's only men, how long have you been knowledgeable about men is only people that have a problem with saying absolutes?
My whole life.
All right. That's even better. So the fact that you know your whole life men have a problem with absolutes and you're using your noodle, you should understand when communicating with a man
Oh
that you
no,
should use the see, that's my
absolutely
point.
not.
That's my
Definitely not.
point exactly. See,
Definitely
you're gonna
not.
want to
Because
alter
I
the way
rather
that okay.
I would rather spend my time around intelligent people than to have to spend my time around unintelligent people where I have to be like, A, B, C. I like pizza. You may not. I don't want to do that. I want to
That's
spend my time
that's
around
not
people who are
that's not doing
intelligent.
that. That's not doing that.
That is doing that.
Intelligent,
That is doing that for me. If I have to say, "Man, everybody know who Michael Jackson is," and go, "Wait, wait, wait, I'm sorry, I did not mean that." There are probably some people in the world who don't know who Michael Jackson is. Most people, wait, 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 most people that I know who Michael Jackson is, and it's just doing too much.
it's not doing too much. It's being very specific about what you're saying.
You say girls love pink. There are some girls who don't love pink, but when
I'm
you say
aware.
girls love pink, the girl's not going, wait, don't say girls love pink because that means all of us. And so, no, it's not
There are
that.
women or
But then
girls
there
that
would
do
be,
that.
but then there'll be guys who'll be like, "Hey, don't include me in that. I ain't one of them. I ain't." Duh, we know that. We get it already. Why do you feel the need to say it?
Well, he's not a girl,
It's
so
weird. No,
if
oh my God, I'm saying anything like that. I'm saying, let me dial it back. I'm saying if there's even something said like that about guys, guys love blue. There's gonna be a guy to your example who's gonna be like, don't include me in that. I don't like blue."
right,
Okay?
especially
Duh.
if they're
We
a
know that.
blood, like what? Whatever gang bang they do, what they go come in this thing like I don't do cool cuz. Talking about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They'll do whatever whatever floats they boat. That's what they do, right? But
Okay.
you know, there's places around where we live to where you have to be specific about what you say because when you don't, that could be your life, and that's facts. You're from one of them places,
I
so I
know.
don't even know.
That's
Oh,
why
right,
I'm like, you preaching to the choir with that. But
right.
I've
So
never had
if
to explain to them like,
because you're a thug,
no, but it's just understood. It's just understood.
it's understood that you're a thug.
No, it's not understood that I'm a thug.
Nah,
It's understood like how to
you
communicate. Like
big
that's just
threes, right? You big threes. Your name ring bells in the streets.
I'm
I heard
not in the
about you.
streets.
No,
I
I
don't
heard
know what
about
this
you.
segment is. This is not
So you
no.
saying if you go to your neighborhood now, in Cleveland, they don't know you,
No, they do, of course.
right? Your name ring bells in the streets. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
Ain't the point. The point is
It's
that
not.
I think everything should be said the way it's supposed to be said instead of
It is.
people always happen to infer or
No,
imply or
I think
assume
you
or
should
do all
use
this
I think
extra.
you should do what they taught you in school, which is use context clues because
Girl,
words have definitions, words have different meanings, all of those things. So,
exactly.
if some if we say all men this, the meaning behind that is all of the men that I know, I have seen or whatever. Just like somebody might say, I don't know, I can't think of something large or massive. The thing says massive, and the city was massive. You're like, what does massive mean? Large. Well, then why did you just say large? Because they don't have to dumb it down. Go up a level.
Them
Go
things
up.
are, but they mean the same thing. Most
Right.
and all are two different things. That's not the same thing.
That's not
At
the example
least
that I gave. The example that I gave is when they say, let's just go with most. They say that most men cheat on their wives. Clearly, they're not talking about most of the men alive today or alive in all these generations. It's not what they're talking about. They're talking about most of the men that they know within their realm of being a human, whether it's what they've seen, what they've come in contact with their family members, with their personal life. In their realm of being a human being, they've come to the conclusion that with all the men, most of them this. And then somebody goes outside of that and says, "Hey, I'm not one of them." Okay, bravo. Then you're like the ones that I didn't mention. Yay, great. Who cares? But right now we're talking about the ones that do. Why are you telling me that you don't? Who gives a fuck? You want brownie points for being one that don't? Who
No,
cares?
I care. The reason why I care is because you made a statement that I don't fall in. But at the same token, you did say most. You didn't say all. So he still falls under the people that don't because you said most. You didn't include everybody.
Even if I
I'm
said
saying
all,
absolutes
it still applies.
are it don't apply.
It does.
I can't believe you're saying what you're saying right now, but that's why we have moments like this. Okay. That's why we have moments like this.
I
Nevertheless,
stand on it. I
and
just think you should have intelligent conversation. If you have a problem with somebody using absolutes, you'd have to know that there's no one. I'll just spare everybody. I'll solve it all right now. So no man or woman or human being should ever have a problem with this. You have to understand that no one human being knows all human beings. Once you understand that, when people use absolutes, you won't feel a ways because you'll know that they don't know everybody at all. So when they're saying all, they're going with the scope of their reality and their perception because that's what they perceive in their lives. And you saying that you're not, that means nothing to them.
right.
Who
So why
cares?
not just include that little piece of information?
No, use your brain. Use your brain. Use everybody out there. Use your brain. Use it. Use your brain. Use your brain.
If y'all have difference of opinion of what she said or what I said, feel free to comment. Feel
Please.
free to DM us because we both look at those too. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. Okay, back to what we was talking about. People are able to change. Most people do. Most people don't. Some people do. Some people don't. Half the people have. It doesn't matter. It's not all people, and it's not none people. Them are absolutes. Like I said, some people do. Some people don't, and that's where I left off at. Now you want to tell them what you said?
You wanna go are you trying to jump to the specific relationship stuff? The pathetic thing?
I mean, that really you was more talking about change in general when you said that, but
I wasn't.
you
I was talking
start
about
you start
relationship.
s- you start specifying that it was relationship.
I
But
hello? Hello? Hello?
I hear
Hello?
you. I
Okay.
heard what you said.
Because I didn't because you're trying to tell me what I said is I'm telling you exactly what I said. I did not
Okay.
use that in any other realm other than relationship. What I said was to bring y'all into the conversation. I said if anybody was to get back with their ex, okay? You get back with your ex in a relationship. That is pathetic. I still stand on that. Always will. If you do it, and I said, even if I did it, I would look in the mirror every day and say that I was pathetic because that is the truth. And you're like, oh, that's too harsh. That's too this, this. It is the truth. And there's one thing of telling the truth versus your truth versus that truth. Got it. Understood. At the end of the day, it's the truth. Now, I said, if you tired of hearing it every single day, change it. If you tired of telling yourself every single day that you're pathetic, then do the thing to make you not pathetic anymore. So there you go. Now, what I did not say is that apply to any and all changes that you're trying to make in order to make change. No, I said specifically for relationships because it is pathetic. Instead of you going back and doing the work that you need to do to become the person that you need to become or find the person that you need to find or whatever, or let it come to you or float to you, whatever you believe in, you went back to something that you walked away from or that walked away from you or that you're just no longer in. You went back to that because that's always gonna be easier because we're creatures of comfort. It is pathetic. It is. It is pathetic. Now, when it comes to changing other things outside of that, or making a change in general, I did not say that you need to tell yourself that you're pathetic every day. But yeah, you can go ahead and say what you want to say. I just wanted to make sure I made that clear again, because I said that to you the other day when we talked about this. I want to make it clear again that the pathetic thing was only geared towards relationship. And I still stand on that.
Okay. For starters, your pathetic theory applies to pretty much everything. The fact that they went back to
Y'all hear
do
this, right?
something Because I'm gonna tie it back around to let you realize what you're saying. The fact that you're saying that they went back to something after leaving it, that still ties in with everyday life. Okay, you want to make a change in your life? Oh, but I went back to doing the old thing that I don't want to do, bad habits, anything like that. You're still saying that they shouldn't say that they're pathetic, even though they're doing the thing they already done that they shouldn't be doing or anything to that degree. They're still doing the same thing, but don't call yourself pathetic. Only call yourself pathetic when you go into a relationship with somebody that you've been with.
I will specify again
I understand
because
what you
no, you
said.
don't. So I want to say it because you're coming back with that question that absolutely has nothing to do with this.
It wasn't a question; it was a
Oh,
statement.
right. It has nothing to do with this. You wanted me to speak on it, which made it a question. So, right. So
I was giving my point of view after you gave
when
your
we started
whole.
talking about this, we were talking about pathetic in regards to going back to an ex. And I looked up the definition again just to make sure. There was a reason why I said pathetic because it is a very low standard. So I only said pathetic when it came to relationships. I did not assess whether people should or shouldn't when it comes to other realms. I just letting you know I hadn't spoke on that. I hadn't applied it to anything. I haven't thought about it. I haven't given it any thought. All I'm
I
saying
didn't say
is,
you
and
did.
just to clear up, I love that we record these so that you can go back and watch them. Every time I tell you to go back and watch it, I'm always right. But what I'm saying is that I only said pathetic when it comes to the relationship piece. I did not assess whether people should or should not say it when it comes to other type of changes. I only said if you go back to an ex, and I said if you don't like hearing that, then change it. That's it.
You explained that already, and I was in the beginning
Okay.
of explaining why I said that your theory of saying you're pathetic in a relationship applies to all facets of life when it comes to change, because you're going back to something that you came from. I literally said that. So you go back and you see that, and you'll see that I'm right.
You're
Because
not. I can keep up. You're not. But keep going. I like when you got a little spunk in you. Keep going.
nevertheless, I don't see how to make anybody pathetic. Whether you're the person who is the person that want to go back to the, well, apparently both of y'all want to get back with each other, so they both should call each other pathetic, correct?
Yeah. A very low standard. Yes, it is a very low standard.
This is why I believe that people can change, because people do elevate from their self, and sometimes they digress from who they actually were. But during that period of when they broke up and when they got back together, a change has happened, or a change didn't happen. And nevertheless, they still want to come back to try to make it work to change the outcome of their previous relationship. That's the reason why you get back together. Now, some people get married happy ever after. Some people, they don't. I'm not saying all, I'm not saying none. But nevertheless, these are things that actually happen. And they didn't do it by going into the mirror and saying that I'm pathetic. That's not a thing. I don't know if you know anybody that says that they're pathetic just in life with anything that they've done that they don't want to do, that they go back and, well, relationships. I'm sorry. It's been in a relationship with somebody, got back with them after they broke up and said, I'm gonna go in the mirror and say I'm pathetic, to have you feel like what you're saying right now is correct. I don't uh, go ahead.
So I haven't had people in my life actually go back to their exes, but I have had a bunch of guys and girls say maybe they have and maybe they haven't said the words pathetic, but they were like, man, I might as well just go ahead and just go back because, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing but I know I don't need to go back there. Man, because I remember this, I remember that. And girls be like, ugh, I know I shouldn't go back. But it's just like, he this, he that. And just you just lower your standard. You lower your standard for what you're looking for. You lower your standard for yourself. And you just but do I know anybody personally of low standard that has gone back to an ex and be like, yay, I'm glad that we went back and we lowered our standards and look at us back together. No. Mm-mm.
So what
Mm-mm.
makes you think that your statement is valid into actually going into another relationship with their
I
ex?
I told you exactly what I would say and what I would do. That is the truth. And then I applied it to anybody should do that because I think that they should, because it is pathetic. And which tied into my topic of if people were honest with themselves and face themselves every day, which you said people don't need to do. But if people were honest with themselves and face themselves every day, then we'd have less sadness and this and that. We'd have more people about their shit. But most people don't do that. Most people just go through life like an NPC. Nobody is really like getting up every single day and being like, yo, I'm this, I got this going, I'm not this, I ain't shit here, I got it here, I don't got it here. A lot of people are not doing that. So the ones who are, they getting that shit done because they see what they're in every single day. The other ones that don't, well, they get back with their ex. Yay, them. Oh, and then it's successful because they get married and they have kids, right? That's the barometer of a right decision with going back with your ex is if you get married, if you have kids. So to your standard, yeah, everything's great. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I would do. And I recommend other people to do it as well. Be honest with yourself. You probably don't even got to say the word pathetic, but you need to be real with yourself every single day.
No,
Face yourself
no,
every single day.
your statement was to say pathetic. You
Sure.
was
They
absolute
can
on that.
yeah,
But
they can say that. They can say whatever they want to say. I just said they need to face themselves. Don't leave out what I said. I said they need to face themselves and be honest with themselves every single day.
right, and that's by going in the mirror and telling them that they're
If it
pathetic for
has to
doing that.
do with relationships, yes. If it doesn't, then say
See,
whatever they need to
you
say in other
going back from
areas.
topic to topic. It's either we're talking about change or we're talking about getting back with your ex. I'll try to get on one track, and guess what? You
The
switch it to
pathetic
something
thing
else.
only had to do with relationships. It didn't have to do anything with change. You
Right.
said in the middle of this, you want to tell them what you said, which took it to relationship because that's why I said it. I said if somebody goes back to ex or whatever, that's pathetic. Then we went into a conversation all about change. Those were not one and the same. So
That
I'm
they were one and the same,
how
but
you gonna tell us one and the same? I'm the one that brought it up. How you gonna tell me? I am the one that brought up the conversation saying if somebody went back to the ex, it's pathetic. If I went back to my ex, it's pathetic.
we're talking on a platform where they don't understand
And
what you're talking
we're
about.
right,
Right.
and we bringing them into it.
Right. And attempting to, but whether you brought it up or not, that don't mean that was what that was geared off
Let
of.
me clear that for all y'all then. Again, if you go back to your ex, it's pathetic.
I'm sure they heard you
I
for the fifth
said,
time.
but I'm gonna say it again because I don't want none of y'all confused. I said in a conversation with him, if you go back to your ex, even if I went back to my ex, you go back to your ex. It is pathetic. It is a very low standard. That is pathetic. And I said that I would tell myself every single day. And you said that that was excessive. I said it's real because I'm going to be honest with myself every single day. And I suggest people do the same thing. And I said most people don't, which is why most people don't change. And then I finished talking about the relationship thing, blah, blah, blah. Then we went into a conversation about change
But you
and
see how
people
you
changing.
integrated that? You integrated that.
Y'all get me. I'm
You
with
did it
y'all.
in
I'm
real
with y'all.
time.
I'm with y'all. I'm with
You
y'all.
you
I'm with
just did
y'all.
it.
I'm with y'all. Y'all listen to me because I don't want you confusing them. So that's why I said that these two things weren't one and the same. We were having two separate conversations. I never said the pathetic thing had to do with change. I never said it had to do with change at all. I said simply, if you go back to your ex, it's pathetic. And I said, I would tell myself that it's pathetic every single day. Then we had a conversation afterwards about change. And this was brought back up about the whole pathetic thing. And it was kind of harsh. And I said, I don't care. If you don't like it, then change it. And then we started talking about how most people don't change. And you said most people do. And I said that they don't, yada, yada, yada. These are two separate things that were in, I guess, the same realm or whatever that you're trying to make it, cool. But there were two separate conversations.
You just gave a
And I,
timeline. I didn't give it a timeline. You the one that just did
right,
that.
I did, I gave them a timeline because I didn't want them or you confused.
You just
So
gave two
now that
separate
we're,
timelines within the last 1 minute.
okay, okay, well, you were actually there. And now that you got a refresher, now let's go.
It's not about the refresher. Nevertheless, what you did not mention is that you can see why people will go back. to an ex.
Okay, I could say that here too, because are you gonna talk about the relationship or are you gonna talk about change? Are we talking about the relationship stuff? It sounds like we are. So I'll just keep us there. I got it. Let me just gather us. Cool. So yes, I can see why people go back to their ex. I can see it. It's just like, oh, what is the song that you don't like? We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. Boom. That's another reason why people go back to their ex. Is like, hey, I like the examples that I gave earlier in this conversation. Um, where people would just be like, I probably shouldn't do this, but I don't want to be lonely. Everybody lonely. Oh my gosh. Everybody, they miss this, they miss that. Not realizing that it's not that they miss. It's not the person or it's not the experience. It's not the whatever. Yada yada yada. So I can see why people do it. It's much easier to go back and just be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take kindergarten all over again instead of going to first grade. Like, God damn, they're gonna teach me new shit. I gotta learn new shit. I gotta actually use my brain. I gotta actually become a first grader. I know how to be a kindergartner, and I know that kindergartner. So let me just go back and be a kindergartner. That's what most people do because that's easier for them and their brain capacity and their bandwidth. And that's why I said most people do not change. That's why I went into that after we had that conversation. Um, but yeah, I can totally see why. I totally see why people do it. Do I agree with it? No, but I can see why people do it. Yes. There's a bunch of reasons. Like, I get it. It's still pathetic.
Right. But you're only talking about a percentage of people. I can't even give you a percentage because I don't know how many people do, how many people don't. You're talking about a percentage of people that get back with somebody they previously been with just because they don't want to be alone or they feel like now they
They
got too high
miss
standards or
them
whatever.
or
So or
whatever.
yeah, you're right. That's still a
All the
percentage.
reasons. Mm.
Them are percentages. Now the other percents include people who actually done the work, who actually growed, who actually
So why
changed.
not go get
Who
with the
actually,
person that you need to be with? Why would you go back to an ex? Explain
you
it.
don't know who you need to be with because if everybody knew who they need to be with, they would go be with them right now. We don't know
Most
that.
people won't do that though. Most people won't put in the work to do that. They'll just go to whatever's easier.
How you know that's not the work that they needed to put themselves to get back with their ex,
Why would they
or
get back with an ex?
because they probably wasn't ready. They probably wasn't
So why wouldn't
at
they
the.
go be
Why
ready
didn't the
for someone
person that
else?
right? So why didn't the person that is accepting them back go find somebody else versus
Because
accepting
they're
their ex?
pathetic. You have to both be pathetic.
That falls under another percentage. That's not a part of the percentage of growth and happiness and peace and wanting to be a part of something bigger than what y'all actually were. Like people have kids and they want to grow their family to what they used to be. Okay. Who said that's the right thing? Who said that's the wrong thing? We don't know. We don't have a guidebook in life. This is all our first time being a human.
Yeah, you're using all my words, right, and it's
Right.
still pathetic. You can
Exactly.
still
So it
you can still
falls under
acknowledge
them
that and
parameters.
be honest with yourself. I feel like you are falling in that percentage of people who like things like coddled, like you wanna be swaddled the whole time, like, who gives a fuck? It's pathetic, just admit it. Damn, I'm really pathetic because I did all this work on myself, and instead of going out into the world and finding somebody and presenting this, Imma go back to this. Why are you going backwards at all, ever? Why are you doing it?
It's
You need to
going
go forward.
it's still progressing forward, whether it's with the old person or not. Just because you see it as going backwards, and I don't know why you women, I said you women, exactly. I don't know why you women have this like, oh, you're an ex for a reason. Oh, I'm not
I
gonna go
actually
back
learned
to
that
you.
game
I'm gonna
from
go.
men.
Yeah, but them too, men and women. This both. Nobody's excluded from this statement. I don't care who you are. I'm not going back from an ex. You're an ex for a reason. And blah 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 blah. Okay, if that's what you feel, that's what you feel.
That's what it is.
That's what you feel. That
That's
doesn't
what
make
it
it fact.
is.
That
That
doesn't
is a
make it
fact. That is a fact. They are your ex for a
right.
reason.
The reason for them being your ex is in the past. It's not in the present or in the
Is
future,
it?
right?
Is it in the past? Oh, okay. So
They
if
are
the reason that
ex.
you're not with the ex is in the past, but then you say you progress to go back to the past, but you said it's not moving backwards, what is it? I
I'm
will
going
wait.
t I'm going to this person.
You're going
This
forward
person
to go back and get the person?
time not stopping. I'm not going back in time to get them. I'm going to the present to get a future. That's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
It's up to them to accept me or not. I'm not saying that I'm a say all be all person. Hey, they probably got somebody. They probably doing their own thing. Great, kudos to them. But you know what? I'm not the person that I used to be, and I learned from my mistakes. Or you're not the person that you used to be. You learn from your mistakes. So I'm trying to see where you at in life. How's life going? Oh, you doing this? Oh, that's great. All right, cool. Well, hey, let's go out to eat. Let's talk it over. Let's catch up. Blah blah blah. If stuff happen to work out, if
So,
stuff happen to work out,
why not
if
do all
stuff
that
happens,
effort for somebody new?
maybe they don't want somebody new. Did you think of that?
Why not? Come on, give it to me. Why not?
Because they don't want nobody new.
Why?
I don't.
You
My
tell me.
reasons.
You tell me you.
My
You tell
reasons.
me,
My reasons.
uh-huh.
History.
Oh, what
Feelings.
about it?
Uh,
So why can't you create history and feelings with somebody else?
because memories invoke emotions
Why can't you create that with
that you
somebody
miss.
else? Why can't you create that with somebody else?
People don't always clear out all the baggage that they have
Right,
to
that's
have
fine.
somebody else.
But why can't you go and get with somebody else? You've already
Bec-
did the work. Remember, you said that you done the work. You changed. You changed. They changed. Whatever. But let's leave them out of it. Let's leave the X out of it. You changed. So why not go do the work to create the memories, the feelings, experiences, and all that stuff with somebody new? Why go backwards to the other person or forward, whatever you want to say this? Why go back to the other person? Why not just go create the new stuff with somebody new? Why not?
because I don't want somebody new. I want that
Why? Why
person.
not? Why don't you want anybody new?
I'm not even sure what statement you want me to make, but apparently you have something prepared.
I want you to get to my actual answer.
I've answered your question several times with several different ways, but it's not something that you're looking for. So how about you give me your input
I want to
or
know why
another
you wouldn't
reasoning?
go to somebody new. You keep bringing up like, oh, because of the memories. Oh, because of this. All things that you can create with somebody else. You're not telling me the reason
Yeah, but I
why
don't
you
want
wouldn't.
somebody else. That is the
Why
reason
not?
because I'm still stuck on this person.
Oh, why?
Get it out. What you got to
I'm
say? Because
asking you. Get what out? I said it. I said why?
that is the statement. You keep saying why. You can why all day, but it's still gonna be I want this person. I'm here with this person. I'm I'm better now because I wanted to be with this person. This person helped me progress to who I am so I can come back to see if I got another chance. They say no, that's fine. I will go to somebody else. That's cool.
Why? So you're
Because they
okay. Why are you okay going to get somebody else and doing the thing you're supposed to do before you went and fuck with this person who didn't want to be bothered with you probably or whatever they told you no. Whatever reason is, they told you no. They don't want to be back with you. So now you're gonna go and do what you were supposed to do? Why does it take that type of rejection?
I have to dispose of the feelings that I have with that
Can't
person
you do
so
that
I
on
can
your own without bothering the other person?
I didn't bother the
You
other
did.
person
You said,
until
I'm
this
gonna check and
time.
see if they how you doing after this, and then
Right.
we go out to dinner. That's bothering the other person. So
Right.
why involve them at all? If you did all that you needed to do, why not just move forward?
That is moving forward with my
It's
life.
not
Life
because
is
you
not
said you're still
stopping.
stuck on that. So how did you change anything if you still stuck on that back there?
Oh,
How did you change anything?
because I'm not a janitor no more. I'm a CEO. I don't drive a bucket no more. I got a Lamborghini. I'm not making $30,000 a year. I'm making 85, 90. I'm doing stuff that is elevated from who I actually was, and I couldn't be the person that I was with her because I wasn't ready. Now that I am ready, now that I am of stature to be able to take care of her or take care of her family or do whatever I need to do, it's like, you know what? Now I'm living in who I am. Yeah, I got to this person without you, but now that I am this person, I feel like, hey, what's up? Like, is this something that you would accept?
Mm.
Doesn't make it right, it doesn't make it wrong, but it is something that happens. I don't think you're seeing that aspect of things.
Oh, I
You're
see it.
still
I
you
totally thought circles around it. I totally see that aspect of it. My thing is that if somebody that you're with, if you're not good enough for them, because in your example, you needed more money. So if you wasn't good enough for them
That
with the little
was
bit of
one thing.
right, I said in your example, right? So in your example, you needed more money. And now whatever time has passed and now you got more money and you're going back to them. You're open to going back to somebody who wouldn't accept you fully. And God forbid you lose your job again. Y'all gonna be back at square one again. So you're going back to that instead of going forward to someone who will accept you regardless of whatever. You're
They're
going
gonna
back to you to somebody that you know is not going to accept you, to somebody that you know said that you weren't enough. And oh, because you got new money, you're gonna be shucking and jiving and dancing
it
and
probably
reinventing
wasn't
and
even
creating
them
yourself
that
the
said
whole
it probably wasn't
time.
even them though. It probably
Yeah.
wasn't even them saying that I wasn't
Okay.
enough. It was probably me like, look,
Yeah, of
I know
course it
what you
was you
need in your
saying it
life.
was yeah, but of course, exactly. So you're saying that you wasn't enough. That's fine. Who cares? I don't give a fuck who said it. The fact is that it was the problem in the relationship of why y'all went together in your example. So it was because you weren't making enough. I don't give a fuck if you said it, they said it, the kid said it, the dog spoke one day and said it. That's fine. But you're willing to be in a relationship because the
That's
reason
all.
y'all not together, so that person was okay with letting you go. They didn't say, wait, I don't give a fuck about you being a janitor. Nigga, I love you and you're all the man. You're everything. No. You let the person let you leave, you left or whatever. And now you're gonna go back and be like, look at me. I did this, I did that. You wouldn't accept me? No? Okay, well, then I'll
There's
go to
so many
somebody else.
things
I
that
was just so stuck
fall
on you.
under that. That there could have been like, hey, we can't make it out here on our own. I have to go live with my parents. I got this amount of kids or
Y'all don't have
something
to
like
break
that.
up.
Or I mean, I don't see or that's probably one of the requirements in order for me to do that or for you to do that. You don't know the culture. We're not always talking about Americanizing things. That could be some people across seas or anything like that. You're just looking at it as in like clear cut things. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be, and this is what it ain't. It's not always like that. There are extenuating circumstances in every aspect of life. There is no guidebook when it comes to living life. There's a right, there's a wrong, but that is still stuff that we end up putting parameters on. And that's why we got a judicial system and checks and balances and all that other stuff. Like we Americanize everything. Americans Americanize everything, and it doesn't make it right.
Okay. Okay.
My point is that hey, if y'all want to go back to your ex, I done said this multiple episodes because this is not the first time that we've talked about this. I said this multiple episodes. If you want to go back to your ex, go back to your ex. If it don't work out, guess what? It just didn't work out. If it do work out, guess what? Congratulations. Either way, you're living your life. This is your life. Don't let me tell you what to do. Don't let Ash tell you what to do. Do what you want to do. What you feel like is best for your life.
That's the only part I agree with. Do what's best for your life. Not
Right.
what you feel like is best. Do it. Actually, so I guess I
Do
don't agree
is
with you because you said do what you feel like is best for your life. Don't do what you feel like is best for your life. Do what's actually best for your life. That might not feel good because some
that's
people don't want
that's
to put
fair.
in the work. Some people do not want to put
That's
in the
fair.
work. That it
I
takes
agree.
them being rejected in order for them to actually go and do the work that they need to do. They rely
That's
on
just
other people's actions in
that's
order to
one of
push
many
them where they
that's
need to
one of
be.
many
They
examples.
rely on other people's actions to push them where they need to be instead of just being a man enough or woman enough to be like, you know what, I need to do this. I got my shit together. I need to move forward. No, they need, let me go back here because if I slide back here, cool. If they take
Right,
this,
but
cool. But if they don't,
people
damn. All right, now I got to go do what I was supposed to do in the first fucking place. Don't be one of them. Be, let me
ha-
finish my sentence and I'm going to
have
let you go. Please, at the end of the day, do what you need to do for your life, not what you feel like you need to do. Do what you need to do. That is to constantly move forward. That's for every human being walking this earth. Constantly moving forward, forward movement, elevation, keep going forward, forward. That's what everybody needs to do. Always. You can go ahead.
life is tricky, guys. Okay, super tricky. And sometimes going forward, requires you to either sit still or go back to
Don't
progress
listen to
forward.
that bullshit, y'all.
Listen to
Please
what I'm
don't.
saying.
Y'all hear that nigga said, in order to go forward, you must sit still, don't do shit, or go backwards. That's
I
how you get
didn't.
forward.
I, I said sometimes going forward requires you to sit still or go back.
Yes,
No, you said must. That's why I say words are very, 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 very important because
clearly.
when you get things misconstrued or when you get this whole concept behind like what he said is this is what he said. No, that is not what he said. He actually said something else. You just took it that way. It's two different
How would you
things.
feel if I told you that they both mean the same exact thing in my brain and you just wasted your breath for no reason? Okay, keep going.
I mean, you can keep going.
I wasn't
Apparently, you got
talking.
more to say. But that's the point. I was, but you
Mhm.
decided to interject.
Yeah, so I
You
said
feel
you can
me?
keep going.
Hey guys, I'm back. Nevertheless, do what you feel is right. And sometimes you have to do the hard thing as well to do what is actually right. We don't know what to do in life. Even us as speakers up here, we're just talking. We're just giving our thoughts and just talking out loud. Like everybody that has a social media platform or a vlog or a podcast, we we up here just giving insight of random brain. We up here just random thoughts. We up here brainstorming. We're out here doing random stuff because this is what we feel like is the right thing to do, and that don't necessarily mean that is right. So if you want, do what you feel is right. If you have to, do what is right. It's okay. Do what's wrong. I mean, at this point, who's right? We don't know who's right. We don't know who's wrong. We're just living life. Half the people that got their shit together probably don't do nothing half of the day. They're probably not they're not always on it. They're not, oh, okay, I got to schedule this, I got to do this, or I got to book this, I got to do. They're not on it every day. Sometimes they're probably just sitting down and doing nothing, and that is the best thing that they can probably do. But I mean, you can overwork yourself too. I mean, I've been working for the last sheesh 25 years, and 10 of it I wasn't getting paid because I was working for my grandma. But nevertheless, um, that does something to your body. You know what I'm saying? It does something to your mind when you're constantly thinking that you got to work. Even when I didn't have a job for the last past month, I always had to move. I was still moving, and I didn't just sit down when the Lord was probably telling me to sit my ass down somewhere. I couldn't sit down. It's okay to sit down sometimes. It's okay to look at the wall, look at paint dry, look at the grass grow, look at cars go by. It's okay to do that. You don't always have to be doing something to be progressive. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Really? You be blowing me.
You said what you said to them. That I don't wanted you to I don't want you to feel like I'm going against everything that you say. I just happen to view life differently than you. And I know that's the point of the gray. I just view life differently than you. Cause like I
And
feel
that's
like that type
fine.
of rhetoric is just
Do you
I
do
feel like
something every point of your day? Every single moment of your day, are you doing something progressive?
no. But what I'm saying is you said people who got their shit together, they probably not doing this, they probably not doing that.
I said
And the whole
half the
working
people that
thing.
got their shit together.
Right. See, but you see how you keep explaining that? You don't have to do that for me.
Because
I'm saying I know that it needs to be done for you. I'm saying you don't have to do that for me. Because they both
we
gonna mean the same
have
thing. I don't care if you said 1% of people or 100% of people. They both gonna mean the same thing in my brain. So
right.
or I understand what you're saying is what I'm saying. So you don't have to do that. I'm just letting you know. You can if you want to. I'm just telling you you don't have to. The thing of like doing all the work and it's work. Oh God, I've been working on the railroad all day. There is a such thing as doing the wrong thing. Just because you work all day, you don't get any kudos or brownie points for that. You're probably doing the wrong work. Okay, you probably should have upskilled, up leveled, took a hiatus or whatever. You probably should have done a lot of different shit and you didn't. So I'm not going to feel bad that you're putting in 70 hours a week here, but and I'm not saying this for everyone, But I'm saying in this position, like, oh man, I work so much, I don't have no time. I'm so busy, I can't this and then you want me to add to work on myself on top of all the other work that I'm doing. Like, yo, get your shit together. You can literally up level, upskill, move companies, whatever, more pay, less work, whatever you gotta do. Start your business that you're scared to start. Shit like that. You can be doing those things. And guess what? Those people that you're looking at that got their shit together, some of them probably work smarter and not harder, or work hard and smart, not just sitting here working hard for someone else. So there's changes, there's things that you can do. I don't care about anybody. I don't got no time. I don't this, I don't that. I'm just so tired. I've been doing this since I was 1946. And I don't care about that. That's just another excuse. It's just
Bitch, ain't that
another.
all?
I didn't say you. I said I don't care about people saying that since 1946.
No.
That's just another excuse. You can have, for most of us able bodied, able brained adults, you can have the life that you should have, the life that you want, the life that you dream about, the life that you was planning since you was 12 or whatever. You could probably have that if you put in the work. It's just that simple. You probably have the body if you that you want if you actually put in the work. You can have the money that you want if you actually put in the work, but the right work. So maybe working 70 hours a week is not wise because then you don't have time for anything. You're not even on a good sleep schedule if you're doing that. So you're prioritizing this versus that. So anyway, all I'm saying is you can get your shit together. You can have the life that you want. You can have the person that you want. You can have the whatever that you want. You just got to actually structure your life in a way that it makes sense for you to do it and go after it. I don't like that whole like I ain't got no this, I ain't got no that shit pathetic to me. Don't like it. I really don't. I hate excuse motherfucker. Please don't be a man. I hate it. I hate when a nigga got excuses. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Y'all ain't even gotta deal with all the hormonal shifts and this. Y'all at a steady peak all the time. Y'all ain't even gotta deal with the high this and the low that and oh my god, I'm bleeding for this and this. Y'all ain't even gotta deal with that.
Yeah, but we're still emotional creatures. Just
Yeah, I
because
ain't talking about emotion. I'm talking about like how y'all
but you,
I'm talking about I'm not when because you say emotional creatures, you talking about like being happy, sad, and all that shit. I'm talking about your hormones. Like your hormones actually fucking you up where you are sleeping, there's nothing you could do about that shit. Or you're weak and there's nothing you could do about that shit. Or where you're fucking frazzled, where you're erratic and there's nothing that you can do about that shit because your hormones are just gonna do that shit to you. Y'all don't have to deal with that. Y'all got testosterone. And the only times
right,
that we're
that
equal is
requires
like a
us to
couple
be
days of a month.
stressed, angry, upset. We still feel shit. It's at a
Right.
different spectrum than what y'all feel it, but we still feel shit.
Yeah, I didn't
But
say that y'all didn't.
yeah, I know. But you're saying like don't let a man be expressive to that degree because you hate a man like that. We still have those feelings. They're just not as heightened as y'all's are. So when a man shows that, it's a problem because you don't want to see a man down or making excuses or
I didn't
anything
say
like
any of
that.
that. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Keep going. Keep going.
You just said you didn't want to.
Right, keep going. Were you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Alright. What you trying to talk about? Yes.
I'm I'm listening to you.
I said, "What do
You
you
the
wanna
one that
talk
got.
about?"
I'm whatever you want to talk about.
I already came up with the first 2 topics.
There's only been one.
Okay, I came up with it. Pick one. No, you come with your topics.
That was the same topic. Relationship and change is the same topic.
Okay, but you focusing on the wrong thing. I said come up with your topic.
Why are you acting like that? Let's talk about that.
Okay? I love talking about me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why are you acting like that?
Because I'm honest and I mean what I say, and I say what I mean, and I don't sugarcoat stuff because I don't like to coddle people. I don't even like coddling myself. I'm real with myself. You hear, I talk like this to myself. You know this.
And I tell you all the time that's not a good thing to do.
It's a great thing to do. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be pathetic. I don't. And I have moments where I am, and I'm very open and real with myself. I don't want that no more. I feel like that's the people in the society as a whole. It's just so much whining and complaining and excuses and diabetes.
Diabetes is crazy.
It's just fuck. It's just whoa and just down. And I got an excuse for this and an excuse for this and this. Hey, say that softly. Hey, hold on my heart. Hey, hold on my head. Hey, hold on. Like, golly. Just be real. I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea because I'm not that person that's just gonna sit up and lie to you. I'm not. I'm not. I don't lie to myself. The way that I talk here is the way that I talk to myself. It's how I talk with myself. It's how I talk to my friends. It's how I talk to my lover. It's how I talk to my daughter. It's how I talk to people because they need that. It's refreshing and people hire me to talk to them like this.
That's what you feel like they need. That don't mean that's
It's what they
necessarily what
say.
they
No, it's
need.
not. No, no, no. It's what they say.
But just because they say it doesn't mean that's what they need. Just because they're
So
telling you what they want.
when people say,
They're,
thank you
they're
for that. I
telling
needed
you
that." You're saying, "Don't take that?"
no, don't take that because just because they
Okay.
said they needed it. Listen to yourself. Just because somebody said they needed that doesn't necessarily mean that's what they needed.
Just because somebody said, "Oh my god, thank you for that. I needed that." Hey, you're a liar. You didn't need that. No, that didn't work out for you. Come back and tell me that it didn't work. No, that wasn't helpful.
And them are possibilities. Yes, it
Why would I say that to
happens.
them? No, I'm telling you what they have come back to me and said. You're telling me don't listen to that.
I didn't say don't listen to that. I just said just because somebody said I needed that doesn't necessarily mean they needed that.
So I gave somebody something. They went home and did whatever, came back and said, "Girl, thank you for that. I needed that." But you're saying that they didn't need it. Give me an example.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying some people think they need something and that's not what they needed.
Mm, yeah.
That's us glorifying something that is a want or or something to that degree, thinking that it's actually a need. No, it's something that we wanted. We didn't need that. You don't necessarily you need food, you need water to survive, yeah, but needed somebody to tell you like you're pathetic. I don't need that. Say that shit. I don't want it ever. Don't ever call me pathetic. I'm saying that here now. do, do not ever call me
Don't do
pathetic.
anything pathetic. Ask me for my opinion.
I'm asking for your
If
opinion.
you ask me for my opinion and it's pathetic, I'm gonna tell you that. You know how I talk to you. That's how I
Right.
talk to
Well,
everyone. I will be
you,
very real with you.
you use a different word. I've never heard you use that word toward me, but
That's
I just
good. That means that you
I
haven't done anything pathetic yet.
I hate that word.
So exactly, and you see that feeling? You see that feeling, right? Just stick with me because I want to go back to where we was yesterday. Just you feel how you feel about that, right? I hate that word. Imagine if you had to say that to yourself every day. You had to. You would hate it, right? And you would hate it so much that you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to become really comfortable with it and now you no longer hate it, which makes you more pathetic. Standards lower and lower. Or you're going to be like, I'm about to do something where I don't have to ever say this to myself. Why am I pathetic? Oh, because of this, I'm going to change this. And I changed this because I knew that I was pathetic if I kept this or if I stayed here, if I thought like that. And so now I'm going to change it. That's all I was saying yesterday is that if you get tired of that, if you don't like that enough, you'll change it. That's it. That's all I was saying.
Hmm. I was looking up the word pathetic. I don't even like the way that it. That's very very low vibrations. I don't like it at all. Miserable, inadequate. Crazy.
Yeah.
A very low standard. That's crazy.
Yep. Yep. So if you don't want to do anything that's classified as that, great. You're moving in the right direction. And if you do something that is pathetic, I mean, I know you won't want to hear it, but I'm going to tell you, hey, I know you don't want to hear this, but that's some pathetic shit. And you have the choice then to either be like, I'm not going to listen to her. I'm not going to say it's pathetic and continue on. Or you could be like, yo, shit, thanks for the reality check. I didn't know that I needed that. Now, when I said that people were saying thank you for how I talk, I wasn't saying that they were saying thank you for calling me pathetic. I said for the way that I talk, how I'm talking here. Could you ask me, why am I like this? Why am I talking like this? I said, this is how I talk to myself. This is how I talk to everyone. And they come back and they thank me for it. And you said they didn't need that, even though they came back and said that they needed that. They didn't need it. And so I'm like, okay. Now I'm not saying that I called them pathetic. Well, I have called some people pathetic, but I'm not saying I called everybody pathetic and they said, "Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for calling me pathetic." That's not what I'm saying. But if you are, then I will tell you. I mean, pathetic is just a choice word that we use it right now. I say all types of shit. I say whatever I need to say. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell you the truth. You come to me for the truth. I'm being real with myself. I'm being real with you. That's all I know how to do. Not in a mood or in the business of coddling. Of that's not even to say that I'm not compassionate and warm-hearted and all that, because I am. But I'm gonna be real with you because I actually care about you. I want real change for you. I don't want you to have this and come back to me again in a couple weeks, in a couple months, in a couple years with this same thing again. I'm not one of those people. All that coddling and kumbaya and holding hands and bleeding everywhere, that's for people who don't give a fuck about you. I give a fuck about you. So much so that I'm gonna help you and I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. So with that, the people that came to you, um, did they change?
I mean, some of them, yeah. But some of them are not around me anymore.
So how do you know that's what they needed?
I told you, I
If you
said they
told
came
them
back
you're
and told me that.
no, I'm talking about the people that I guess you don't talk to anymore or that never came back. How do you know what you said is what
The
they needed?
the only people that I know that they needed it are the people who told me, "Thank you," or "I needed that," or some variation of that. That's it.
Okay. So even with that, those that you did, the ones that did come back,
Mhm,
that you gave your honest opinion to,
mhm.
did they all change?
No. Do some of them know what they're in? Yeah. Did they come back and thank me for telling them who they are and what situation they in? Yeah. Did they make the honest, conscious decision knowing what the real scope of their life is to stay or leave that? Yes. That got nothing to do with me. They ain't hiring me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You just came to me for my advice. What do you think about this? All right, now I'm be real with you. This is this and this and this and this.
Hmm.
Dang, thank you. Oh my God, I see it like that. Yeah, boom, what is that? Oh my God, I never knew. Da, da, da. Okay, boom, yeah. Now they got this on them, whether they're gonna change it or they not. And if it affects my life, then I won't be around them.
Well, just going back to the fact that you were saying that real change is something that people don't want to work for and blah 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 blah. So if you're aware that people need to hear these things from you and they don't want to or they're appreciating you for the words that you said and the things that you gave them, if people are not capable of changing, why give them advice?
I don't know what they're capable of when they come to me. I don't go past this capability test before I ever give you advice. I don't know what you're capable of. I'm just here to
Right.
give you my advice.
Okay. Even with that being said, this is still something that you want to continue, right?
What you mean? What's something I want to
Life
continue?
coach. You still want to be a life coach, right?
Of course, yeah.
Right. So if you know people are not capable of changing because they don't want to do the work, why do you continue to want to do this?
Because there's a small percentage, a very small percentage of people who do actually want to change, and they will. And there's a small percentage of people who want to feel like they're changing. And hey, there's life coaches for them too. People go to therapy, life coaching. all the time to make it seem like they are actually doing something with their life when they're not. They're lying, they're being dishonest to
Oh,
the
I'm
actual
aware.
therapists, coaches, all that stuff. But there's a very small percentage of people who are like, "No, I'm really dedicated to doing this. I'm about to get this shit done." And that's why I do it. I'm here for those. "Oh, you want the truth? Oh, you wanna actually do this? Yeah, let's do this." "Oh, yeah." What you do with that afterwards, if you ain't my client, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Even if that is the case, the people that came back to you and say, "Oh, I needed that," they took, quote unquote, took what you said and applied it, and then they came back and said, how you know what they're telling you is actually the truth? How you know that it's not giving you fluff or just giving you some type of like reassurance that, oh, what you're doing is the right thing to do? There's not really a guarantee to let you know that you're doing the right thing. You're only giving your honest opinion, which is fair. I mean, I don't think
Right,
it's bad with what you're doing, but the fact that you saying, "Oh yeah, they needed me to tell them this," but you don't. That's what I'm saying. You actually don't know what they need.
right.
You only saying what they told you when it's probably not what they actually needed. That was all I was saying.
Yeah, and knowing like I said, I know that they needed it because they came back and told me that they needed it. Now, what they decided to do with that information, that's totally up to them. I'm not invested in people's lives like that. I could care less. Unless you're my client, then I care a bunch. But if you're
Right,
not my
but
client, then I
if
could
they're
care
saying
less.
that, how you know they're not giving you fluff?
Who
You don't
cares?
know
Who
that
cares? Who cares if they give me fluff? Why would I care?
because you're using that as an accolade. Like I'm giving
I'm
people what
not.
they need to hear.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm saying
Y-
that this is how I talk to myself. This is how I am. I can't. I'm not gonna be two faced. I can't.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
gonna be
just
real with me
defended.
first. I'm gonna
You
be real with
defended
me. I'm gonna
yourself.
be real with me first. And I'm gonna talk to myself this way. And then I'm gonna put that out into the world. I'm gonna be honest with the people in the world because this is how I am with myself. I'm not two-faced. I'm not gonna and or I'm not a liar. I'm not gonna lie to myself and then outwardly as I'm talking to people also lie to them too. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be honest with myself, sometimes brutally honest with myself, and I'm gonna do the same thing externally. People have came back and told me that thank you for that, that they needed it, whatever variation of that that there is, which is great. What they decide to do with that means nothing. Whether they were blowing smoke on my ass means nothing to me. I could care less. That was their choice to try to say that. That means nothing to me. I'm not using it as an accolade. The only thing that matters is how I feel to myself. How does Ash feel about Ash? How is Ash benefiting Ash? As long as it's making Ash a better person, that's all that really matters. Everything else is secondary. I could care less about all of that other stuff.
Right. So saying that they coming back to tell you that's what they needed is irrelevant, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not an accolade. It's relevant to the conversation. It's not an accolade, is what I was saying. It's not like,
Yeah, right. But if
"Guess
you don't
what?"
know if they took what you said and applied it, or if you don't know if they was
That
blowing
wasn't the point of the
smoke or
conversation. Like I said, the only people that that matters for is a client. The ones that I need to know if you actually took it and applied it is a client. Other than that, I could care less if you applied it or not. Whoop-de-doo. That's your life. That's your story. And I'm not about to live through your life. I'm not about to be so engulfed in your life that I'm not living mine. Do what you do. Now, if you wanna hire me to make sure that you really took that and applied that, then sure, by all means, let's do it. Let's
I
actually get you the
really
life that you
think
want.
I really think that that's actually a good ass like motto right there. Let's get the light that you want. Um,
I
but I
like it.
really think that
I like
that's
that.
just hard.
Thank you.
That's just hard. Um, I really think that when it comes to you actually giving people advice or structure or anything like that, that you're really good at it. I mean that with every fiber in me. Like
Thank you.
you're really honest, you know what I'm saying, by default.
Thank
And I hope people really understand what that means. When somebody says they're honest by default, it's just her default setting to be honest, not to cheer you on or coddle you or make sure that you're okay or anything after what she say. It's more so like I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. You take it or you leave it. Now, after that, if you have feelings after what she said, she's still willing to communicate with you to let you know, like, this is why I said what I said. And, you know, if you feel some type of way, fuck you.
No,
That's
it
what
ain't. No, 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 no. I was with you. I was with you to there. No, fuck
no,
no.
no,
No, I'm
she
still
more so
there.
like she's
I just need
sorry,
to.
but at the same time that she wants you to understand, like, this is a position you put yourself in. This is the life that you chose, and you have the ability to choose something else. her whole life coaching mechanism is really good. So if y'all want to do that, please refer to her about that. Blow up her DMs, send her
Yes.
messages, do all them things like that. But nevertheless, I just feel like sometimes people don't know what they need, and you're just giving them a mirror to see where they at, and you're asking where they want to go, and you're trying to give them a path to go that way, which I respect that.
And I'm not God, right? So even
No,
when I
you're
work
not.
with them, I'm like, yo, dude, this is what I'm saying. This is how
Right.
I see it going. This is the plan based upon what you told me. This is how we can get through this. Okay. We can always, redirect or whatever, but I'm not the, what does it say all be all? Like, go and consult with whoever you need to consult with if you want to do that or whatever. Like, please, and listen to yourself first before you listen to me, because I don't want you to become dependent upon listening to other people and that you don't trust your own voice. Okay. So listen to yourself, but I'm here to help you. I'm a guide. I'm like a bestie. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I'm invested in you. You invested in me. I'm investing in you. And it's, we're going to keep this thing going until we get through whatever that situation is that we need to get through. That's how we'll do it. But if you're just a friend or a stranger or whatever, and you come up to me and I give you advice, and you go, wow, thank you. I really needed that. I'm not about to follow up and be like, and how did it work out? And did you really? I don't care. I don't care. If you care enough about yourself, then you'll come to me and say, hey, I need more of that. Or if you don't care, you'll blow smoke on my ass. I mean, hey, whatever you do is what you do. I can't be that invested in other people's life. I don't even know when my life gonna end. I
Look,
got to make
I
sure I live my
told
life to
y'all,
the fullest.
and she said what I just said earlier. Though, just take it back. Listen to yourself. It's okay. Okay.
You need to. You
With
really do.
right, right.
Listen to
It's
yourself
okay.
first, but not only. Please don't only listen to yourself.
If you don't
Don't do
have
that.
good people, but if you don't have good people around you to guide you,
It is
you
2025. We got books and resources out here. Mm-mm. Do not only listen to yourself. If you feel like what you're saying is right, then go and test it. Go and test that theory and gain knowledge to see if it's actually right.
everybody life is different though, man.
So,
Everybody don't got the same like what work
I
for
mean, the
them don't work for
library
me.
is free. Everybody got a phone. And Wi-Fi is at McDonald's. Okay. Even homeless people begging
Starbucks.
on the street, they have phones. They be holding their phones out so you can cash app them. Okay. So
They ain't
they're
met them yet. You
what?
in a yeah,
Yeah, they be
you in
holding
the
their phones out
future.
so that you can cash app them. Yes.
No, I'm like, so how's your phone on?
Because you can, I mean, hey,
Yeah, talk
Some
about
people,
it. How's your
but here's the thing too. Cause I remember one of my friends was like, oh yeah, this dude was begging for money, but he had on fresh shoes. I'm like, did you ever consider that the nigga got kicked out today? He not automatically gonna roll around in some dirt and then go stand outside. Motherfuckers just got kicked out this week. It was a family that used to live behind KFC with their kids. They looked well put together, but they used to beg. But they were freshly kicked out of their shit. Well, I'm supposed to go run my shit through dirt? Like,
it might increase your chances. The reason why it increases your
my phone's
chances,
still on because my plan was paid this month, but unfortunately, I got kicked out of my shit.
I understand that, but you know what? I feel like you'll
Or
be okay
as
for a
as
little
I'm
bit, and I'm going to go to someone else who actually needs it.
or I've been begging and I've been able to use this money to pay my cell phone bill because maybe I have a kid that I'm homeless, but my kid goes to school, and so I need to have my phone so that I can get this, or I'm trying to get a job. There's all these different things that go into play. I'm begging for the money, and I'm not smoking it up. I'm actually trying to do something. So yeah, my phone is on. Can you cash at me? But yeah, it was a lady out there asking to be cash apped. I was like, okay.
I got you.
I mean, there's all different types of reasons,
And I'm just devil's
I know what you're
advocate
doing.
when it
It's
comes to that.
nothing wrong with what you're saying. I get
But
it.
but but nevertheless, I mean, them are true things that happen. These people could have just been freshly kicked out, and they
Mhm.
still have fresh clothes. They still got
Mhm.
a car that they living out of. They probably got whatever, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it happens. But I think having that type of appearance decreases your chances because you still don't look like you need it yet.
And
You
that's
look like
crazy.
you want it. I know.
I don't look like I need it. I need it though. I don't need to
I know
look like
you.
I
I
need
know
it.
you. I know you need it,
I
but you
know.
don't look
I'm
like you
with
need
you.
it.
I'm saying I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
that's
yeah. I know.
crazy that I gotta look like I have to fit a certain like whatever box in order for you
Because
to
you,
actually give me something. That's
because
crazy.
because you've seen people who look like they need it. They're not even asking for it. They look like they need it, and they're under a bridge. They're inside of a cart. They got a tent made of
Right.
cardboard boxes. Oh, they got people that look like they need this, but they're not even asking for it because they're out of there. And who knows? They're probably homeless. They're probably drug addicts. They're probably I don't know. Putting on the
Yeah.
side, anything could be happening.
Yeah.
But the people who actually need it, you don't really know what they look like for starters. But at the same time, when I see you with uh, a blazer on with a nice white clean t-shirt and some slacks and some dress shoes, and you talking about you're homeless, you need money, you look like you know, Fortune 500 company or something, bro. You on Forbes?
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna get this. $2 that I'm
Yeah.
about to give out. I'm not gonna give you this $5 because I can't break change right now. I'm not gonna give you this. I'm gonna go give it to this man that's begging at the front of the store who has a torn up shirt, one shoe on, and some baggy jeans that look like they've been ran through the mud. And I'm gonna go give it to him because
Yeah.
he needs it. But that's not fair to the
Right.
people. Yeah, that's not fair. But
Yeah.
he look like he needed. He don't look like they need it. But
Yeah.
who we to decide? Like
That's very true.
who we decide?
We use our judgment. Thou shalt not judge. Anyway. Um oh wait, have you figured out
We
enough
human.
about me?
Hmm?
Have you figured out enough about
I
me?
I I already know why you the way you is. This is just a refresher for the people who don't know the reason why
Uh,
you are the way that you are.
it is how I am. How have I been this episode? You think it's been like crazy?
I think you just
Autistic? Because I
hard headed. All
am.
right, we'll go autistic then. We'll go autistic. That's cool.
Because
We'll
I
go
am.
right. So the tism is real. You know what I'm saying? And I just think you're blunt. You're
I don't mean to
and
be
you're gonna
mean
feel the way.
though. It's just how it
But
is in
that's
my
the way it
head.
come
It
off
comes off
though.
mean.
It do
And
come
but you
off
know what?
aggressive.
You know what?
It
I
do come off
feel
a little aggressive.
like if more people were honest, they wouldn't take that as that. They wouldn't be so like all up in their emotions and so like ready to you just walk outside with your shield off, like, who's gonna say so? Who's gonna do so? Like, yo, just chill.
Well, it's
Chill.
not that.
Be real.
It's the consistency of saying the same thing over and over again. So when people talk like you, they feel like you're being aggressive or you're being controlling or you're being on the attack, trying to convey what you're trying to say. Like, okay, well, I got this to say too, and I got this to say
I
too.
think
Like,
it's a
why you bucking your
conversation.
chest?
Hey, let's both talk.
Yeah,
If you saying what you saying, I'm gonna say what
right.
I
But
say.
that's the way that you see it. You feel me? That's
It's
the
a
way that
conversation.
I understand that. But the conversation to you is an argument or a debate to somebody else. You feel me?
Oh.
You feel me?
Yeah, but I don't come across that hardly ever. So it's like it's rare that somebody
Yeah.
feels that
It's
way.
how
Usually
often
people
do
that I
you?
talk to, they talk like me.
Oh, so y'all just all toxic. That's what
It's
this
not toxic. I'm not toxic. We're just real. If you want somebody real in your life,
real is one thing, but like just
you wouldn't see it as that because you take it as like argumentative and this and that because you're very defensive and you're emotional, you're sensitive. And that's okay.
who
It's all
me?
right. Yeah.
I am.
I know you said that before. I get it. But like at
I
some
am.
point, you'll have to dial it in and understand that the conversation is a conversation. This goes back to one of the conversations that we had about how couples how I've taught them like how to fix things and how even what I said on the show is like the problem is the problem. So if we got to say whatever we got to say, do whatever we got to do to get to the root of this issue. After we came up with like, okay, and you'll do this from now and I'll do that. Okay, cool. Now we stepped out of that and now we back at the relationship. So we cool. That's why I was like, I don't believe in that. I gotta cool off. I gotta yo, that's so fucking over hold on. That's so fucking
It's
over
not.
dramatic. It
It's not.
literally is because you
It's
gotta
not.
cool off for I don't and this is coming from somebody who has been in knockdown, drag out situations. Okay. I've been at the most heated place that you can be with somebody in a conversation or argument or whatever that you're with romantically. Okay. I've been there several times. Going to write a book about it, actually. I get it. That whole I need to cool down thing, no. If you were just honest and goal oriented, we could get through this. If you were just open and honest and goal oriented, we can get through this. Open and honest to say, hey, I did such, 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 such. I assumed that you meant such, 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 or you said such, 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 such. Okay, now you go. Because the goal is I want to get rid of this fucking problem that's in the way of me and this motherfucker that I like. So
I
then
understand that.
the other person, they go and they do the same shit. I said such, 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 and I assumed that you meant such, 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 such. Okay, now that y'all both got that out on the table, y'all still in the problem. Y'all both got that out on the table. Now y'all can sort it because y'all both had the same goal of getting this fucking problem out of here. Okay, cool.
Right.
All right. So now, the issue was this. How do we avoid this? Okay, we won't do this, we won't do that, we do this, we do that. Okay, cool. Boom. Whether it's a high emotions or whatever, it's not whatever, you still got the same goal in mind. Now, after you
Hmm.
do that, then you, well, like I suggested before, you can go through the fact finding at the end. Okay, no, it was two apples, not three. It was 7 p.m., not seven. I mean, not 7 a.m. It was hot, it wasn't cold, whatever. You can do all that at the end. But
Hmm.
now you're good to go. And there's no, he blew off some steam. Well, the conversation's getting so hot, I just can't. Well, now it sounds like we have two different goals. It sounds like we
No,
have two different goals here because you're not focused
the
on problem
goals
solving. You're focused on keeping cool. I got to keep calm because you lost yourself in this.
probably, and that's probably true because people process stuff different, really, right? Right. So the fact that you applied, we've been applying pressure to whatever this topic is the whole time. I'm still up here. You thinking, all right, cool. We talked about we got it. All right, cool. Yeah, you want to play the game? You want to do this? You want to do that? Bitch, I still got pressure on me. You know what I'm saying? So I have to cool down because I'm still hyped up off of the conversation.
And
Okay.
that's why you need to remove yourself. You let it consume you. You let the pressure rise in you and you got disconnected from the goal. You done ran off course. You
Mm-hmm.
took that fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to be punished for that. Our relation, and I say I is in our relationship because when I come back to stand in this relationship with you, you're gone. Because while we were in the thing and I thought we was both putting into this pot of fixing this relationship, you was going somewhere else. So now I'm ready, like, all right, let's go. And you're nowhere to be found. And you're like, I just need a minute because I got lost and I gotta find my way back. That shouldn't be, I shouldn't be punished for that. What you should do is learn how to carry yourself in the problem and focus on the problem being the problem, not the person. The problem is the problem. That is what it is. And then once you fix that, now you and your person, y'all cool.
Right. That don't just happen overnight. That takes time to do.
No, it
Listen
doesn't.
to
You
one.
oh, but
Yeah,
stop saying that. You say,
that's
listen,
because
because no, listen. You say that things take time before you even giving yourself time to even do it. You always go into this thing with something's going to be hard, something's going to take forever, without you even attempting it. A lot of things are really just a flick of a switch. You
it
can't
should be,
actually.
but
No, it is. It is. But if you repeat the whole, it takes time and nothing happens overnight, all those things that keep people stuck, if you keep repeating those and you live by those and you stand by those, and everything that you do will reflect it.
you got to realize that you're trying to adapt a new mindset behind something that you never done before, right? This is something new for me. So I can't just automatically switch when
Why
I'm
not?
used to the reason why is because I'm still heated. I've been in years and years of conflict of aggression or having a black box that nobody ain't open or in a dark corner or in a room. All these other things that don't require me to be in this moment where I can step away and come back. You're just saying like, oh, okay, well, no, don't do that. Stay here. We got it. Cool. We cool. No, I got fucking years and countless experiences where I've been upset, where I'm mad that I can't. Sometimes I went past that threshold. I abused somebody, or I hurt somebody, or I hurt myself, anything to that degree. And you're just telling me, oh, I'm supposed to decompress and be like this. Everything's okay. Blah,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah.
Yes. And you
That's
know what?
not
It's gonna be hard. Cause you're gonna be so
right.
fucking angry. You're gonna be like, oh my God. And then you're gonna
Exactly.
and then
But
she's
that's what
gonna
I'm
and then she's
telling
gonna
you.
grab your hand and she's gonna be like, come on, let's cook dinner together. And you're gonna be cooking dinner, you be like, hey babe, yeah, but you're still gonna be feeling it. And that's you doing the work. It's like going to the gym and picking up the motherfucking weights. You're doing the work at the flick of a fucking switch instead of going, I need time. Repeating the same old bullshit that you
That's
always,
still
it's the same old bullshit that you always
no,
repeat.
it's not. The reason why
It
is because you're
is.
not always there to hold his hand.
You
You're
don't need
not
to hold his
always there to.
hand. It don't matter what it is. It could be going back to the conversation. Y'all could be having that while he at work on his lunch break, on a call. It don't matter if y'all in the same space or not. The thing
Uh,
is flick that motherfucking switch, no matter how hard it is, because the problem was the
I'm
problem.
not. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. All I'm saying is that some people can't just turn it
Yes,
like
they
that
can.
because if they could, everybody would
No,
do it.
they wouldn't.
The reason,
But that's where we
so
are right
so
now. People can
right,
do it, and
right.
they're not
So
doing
make
it
it make
because they.
sense. Make it make
I'm
sense.
telling
So
you,
everybody can do it,
yes.
but they can't do it.
Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. It is just that simple. It's flicking the switch. Everybody can do it. Most people won't do it because they repeat rhetoric like it takes a long time. It's going to be hard. People keep counting themselves out before they even try it. You haven't even been in that situation yet and you already
But
counted
you have
yourself
to
out and
be.
saying it's going to take forever. No, it's
But you have
not.
to.
You're in
You have to
control
be
of
in that
yourself.
situation.
You can
But you got to
say
be in that situation, though.
I've been in it and I've done it.
I'm not talking about you. You as in
But
whoever
I'm
it is. You
saying,
have to.
yes, yes, you are in the situation. That's totally fine. You can be in a situation and flip the switch and put it to the side and go back to being
The,
happy and jovial.
but you know what? The thing is that you've developed these tools to where it's easy for you now.
Why are you speaking
The
for me?
the
What are you talking about?
us
How do you know that for me it wasn't one incident that I was like, you know what? And it was a really, really violent one. And instead of going off and
yeah.
taking separate ways or whatever, it was
You
just like, you know
you
what?
literally just
Cool.
said you've been you just said you've been in
I
that
know, but you're
situation.
saying it developed as in like things took time. And I just, no, how do you know that it wasn't, at this
I
moment
didn't say it
happened?
take time. I said you develop tools.
Right, but it wasn't a tool. It was just saying, "I ain't gonna do it." It's just that easy. That's why I said change is instant. Change is literally
You ain't
saying
gonna do what?
whatever. I don't want to speak on what it was that was going on, but basically just saying like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna be happy. I'm just gonna be cool and happy." Because you have the power to do that. You have the power to say that. So instead of being like, oh, and all that. I need a moment. I need give me a week. I'm sleeping on the couch and all that. I'm getting a hotel. I'm going to stay with my mama house. Like instead of doing all that bullshit because it takes me time because the situation was so big and instead of doing all that, you could just like, oh, I'm gonna be cool,
Every situation
and you could just do it. But people
is.
constantly repeat that shit prior without even giving it a chance.
But you just said with your example, going to cook dinner and she grabbing his hand and like, "Hey, babe, I see you over there," but still feeling
No,
some
no, no,
type
no,
of
no, no.
way.
I wasn't saying it like
That's
that. No, no,
that's.
no, 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 no.
But you said
No, no,
that's
no,
him
no, no,
doing
no,
the
no, no,
work.
no, 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 no. I wasn't saying that he was sitting over there feeling some type of way and she went to go pull his hand. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying at the end of the argument, at the oh, okay, or whatever the thing is, whatever the problem is, at the end of the problem, she grabbed you and like, all right, come on, let's go make dinner. And you ain't got time to be all, no, you just about to go and make dinner. Now, I just said she grabbed your hand, but it could be anything. Like I said, it could be over the phone. It could be like, okay, boom, you got that. All right, what you eating for lunch today? How is it? How is it? Y'all back at normal because the problem was the problem, and y'all were both intelligent to understand that. Y'all were both in the present moment, both with honest and with the same goal in mind to understand that. Now, if you deviate from that, then it's different. But if two people come together and they're honest and they have the same goal, which is to alleviate or get rid of the problem, then we're fine. Then we could flick the switch because I know that I'm not mad at you. I didn't get so riled up that it's this and that. And even if I did get like, I know I could just instantly flick that off because that wasn't for you. It was for the problem. It was for the problem. That wasn't for you. That wasn't for our relationship because I don't just feel like that about you for no reason. It was the problem that was making that happen. So we eliminated the problem and now we're good.
Whether it's the problem or not, I still have to convey what stance I took on that problem.
Yeah, we know that
If you
already.
don't right, if you don't agree with what I say or I don't agree with what you say,
Who cares?
and we're still trying to, who cares? We care because we're trying to
Why do you
fix.
need to agree?
How else
You're
do
a
you
human
fix a
with a
problem?
you're a human with a perspective. You can have the goal of alleviating and getting rid of the problem. You feel like this. I feel like you should always set the meat out that you're gonna cook from the freezer the night before. That's what I feel like. You feel like you should set it out the day of. We don't
Mm-hmm.
agree on that. We probably never will
Mm-hmm.
agree. Who
Mm-hmm.
cares? What we do is there is a
We care.
problem. Right, but, the thing isn't trying to get you to agree. The thing is to alleviate the problem. The problem is, and we'll get to it, as we talk about it, like I said, you come into an honest, "Hey, I think that I should always take the meat out the night before because that's just better for me, blah, blah, blah." You say, "Well, I think you should take it out the day of, da, da, da." Okay, so what's the problem? The problem is it could be that, there's too much water in the sink when you leave it out overnight, or I just personally feel like the meat is spoiled, and so that makes me feel icky when I'm eating the food or something like, you know what I'm saying? That's the actual problem. So now we can alleviate. Okay, cool. We'll come up with a compromise. The compromise will be instead of we taking it out, an hour before or overnight, we'll take it out 4 hours before. We'll do that. Now we compromise. I don't need to agree with you, and you don't need to agree with my way, but we need to alleviate the problem. And now we did. We alleviated the problem. We set out the meat at the time that we need to set it out, and we're both good. I don't need to be like, you know what, and what you said is right, and how you did it is right, and I totally agree. We don't need to agree. You got your way and your perspective, baby. I got mine, and that's okay. How can we meet in the middle? Because that's all life is with a relationship is two people with their own shared, with their own separate everything, trying to blend that with someone else. You hope that you align on most things, some things that you won't. And then you just come up in the middle with it. That's it. I don't need to agree with you. I don't need to be like, no, your way is the right way. Oh God, I need to take it out an hour beforehand. I don't need to do that. I don't need to agree.
A compromise is an agreement between both people.
Yes.
Right. So we need to agree with each other. If we're not going to agree with each other, which is the purpose of us fixing the problem, then why are we talking about the problem if we ain't about to do nothing to fix it?
Are you saying that before I just said everything I said, or are you saying it post everything I said?
I'm saying post everything that you're
Oh,
saying.
I don't know. Maybe you'd have to just go back and watch it. 'Cause I would just end up repeating the same thing I just said.
Right. But that's that was what I said right before you got into that. I said you need to agree.
Yeah, but I'm going based off of how you've said this before, so maybe that's what it is. Because when you've said this to me before, it's been that you, you say that when there's a problem, there is a right and there is a wrong, and we need
Correct.
to agree on that. That's where
Correct.
it was. Right. So that's why I said what I said. I said, I don't believe that you need to agree. I don't need to agree that my way was wrong and your way was right. I don't need to agree on that. We just need to come
Okay.
up with a compromise and agree on the compromise. That's what I'm saying.
So
That's why I
so
said
what
what
it
I said,
was
y'all.
is that I said that in order to fix a problem, there should be okay, this was either right or this is wrong. And once you do that, you can explain why this is the right way and this is the wrong way, and then fix the problem by concluding that this is the way that it need to be done. She wants to
What I just
just
said
address the
is
problem,
address
pretty
the
much. Just
problem.
go
It
straight to
doesn't
the
matter
problem.
who's right and who's wrong.
Who's right is wrong, but people don't learn from that.
What am I
That's the
learning from the meat? The compromise was that we put the meat out at this time. I don't need to learn. The only thing I'm learning, if you saying that I need to learn from that, the only thing I'm learning is your perspective. And guess what? That might not be applicable in the next arena that I go into. That might not be applicable at work. That might not be applicable if I go stay at my cousin's house over the holidays and they want me to set out the meat.
uh
It doesn't
right.
matter. So you being right, people being stuck on being right, you being right means nothing. That is just for our bubble, it doesn't matter if this was right and this was wrong. I can say, hey, I don't like this or I like that or whatever, but I don't need you to fold and understand that this is absolutely the wrong. This is wrong for me. This is wrong here. This is whatever. But we don't need to talk about that. We just need to get to what the
What you
actual
like or
thing is.
dislike has nothing to do with what's right or wrong. We're not talking about what you like or dislike. We're talking about what's right or wrong. Right. So if we're talking about what's right and wrong, we're trying to make sure that we understand the gravity of how we're explaining and presenting our case. If you feel like what you did was right, or I feel like how I did was right, all right, explain that. You explain it, I explain my side. We come to some type of understanding of okay, you know what, that was right and that was wrong. You don't care about who's right and wrong. See, I I,
Why does
I
it matter
understand.
who's right and who's
I
wrong? Why do you
understand
need that? Why? Because you said that you need that.
because it's understanding.
But why
You don't
can't you
get
no,
understanding.
why can't you just understand that somebody does something different than how you would do it?
Right and wrong has nothing to do with perspective. What is right and what is wrong is wrong. That is what that is. Perspective
Based
is,
upon what?
oh, what you mean? Society.
Society what? Is there a rule book? Or is it society's
It's a law
perspective?
book. Yeah,
Society's
it's a law. We have
society's
laws.
outlook right. So, but
Yeah.
those laws are made from somebody's what? Perspective. That was somebody's perspective.
It's probably a committee of people. You go into work with orange hair,
That was somebody's perspective and everybody agreed on it. That was someone's perspective to say we should not do this. I'm going to
right?
write that we should not do that.
And they explain why they're saying
Maybe,
that, and somebody else, right? Because this is what happened in them type of rooms. They explain why this is why we shouldn't do this. This is why we should. They was like, you know what? I like that. I like that idea more. I like that idea. You know what? We're gonna agree with this should not be done. Okay, everybody in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, the ayes have it. Bam, it's law. That
right.
is the right thing to do. That is the wrong thing to do. That's how that works.
But
That's
then
how
even
laws
with
are made.
law, it's not even that if it was right or wrong, it's just that it was against that law. That's still not saying whether something was right or wrong. It was just against what those people wrote down. So even then, right and wrong is still up to perspective. It's up to the person. We went through this
And that's fair.
before where we
That's
talked
fair.
about the person stealing something and all that shit. So it's not
I
about
mean, but it's wrong to steal. It's wrong to kill.
but if
It's
you're
wrong.
but right, but that's a perspective. The perspective is it's wrong to do this. That is a
What?
perspective. It is wrong to steal. But if that person said, "I stole this
No matter
because I
why.
needed,"
You
no,
sh-
but you said that you said it did matter why. You don't want to brought up the examples before. You
no,
said that yes, you
no.
did.
Wrong is wrong. What are you talking
You
about?
brought up the example that if the person
I'm
stole
listening.
like some medicine or some shit like that to take care of somebody, then that's different. But if they stealing it
I never said that.
I will insert the clip in here as I'm editing it. I'll make sure I put
Okay.
in the clip here because you did.
Okay. Okay.
And I think it's one that we have posted. But yes, you did say that.
Okay. Go
And
ahead.
so that's still subjective. You might say that wearing my hair straight is wrong because women shouldn't do that. I'm a black woman. My hair naturally goes like this. So it's wrong to do that. You should wear your hair as it naturally is. Somebody else might feel like that's not wrong. It is perspective. If they made a rule like they
That
have
is
at workplaces,
perspective, though.
as they had at workplaces, that there is a right way to wear your hair and there's a wrong way to wear your hair. That is their perspective.
That is a rule. If that is something that is listed, it is a rule that you can't go against. Because if you do go against it, you're wrong.
But it's wrong where? It's wrong there, right?
Correct.
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. So when we're getting to this whole thing of right and wrong in our relationship, we got to figure out what's right and what's wrong. You have to understand that that's only right or wrong here. It may not
Yeah,
apply
because
somewhere,
we have rules.
right? But listen, that may not apply anywhere else. So while we're stuck trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong, we're missing the whole plot of everything. Because let's just say that I fold and I go, this is wrong. Women should not be giving men massages. It's wrong. Let's just say that was the thing that we was arguing about. I don't like being
Go
touched
ahead.
like this. Men don't like that. And I say, all right, cool. I understand. I was wrong for giving you a massage and you were right for calling it out. Whatever. The right thing to do is to not give you a massage. The wrong thing to do is to give you a massage. Then I leave this relationship and I go somewhere else. And now this person is like, damn, you ain't never good. And I'm like, well, I was told that was the wrong thing to do. Or let's say I'm still in this relationship with you. And I see other people giving their man or talking about giving their man a massage. And now I'm spewing out rhetoric that makes no sense because it was pounded into my brain that this is wrong and this is right. That should not matter. I need to understand you. You need to understand me. I understand how you do things. You understand how I do things. I can tell you if I like something. I can tell you if I dislike something. We can make an agreement upon something as that's the outcome and that's the solution to fix it and we move on. But trying to badger someone to get them to understand that this is the right thing and this is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Yeah, for you. For you. This might be the right thing to do in another arena, but you're saying it's wrong here. This is for you. So
That's perspective. We're not.
exactly.
Don't confuse perspective with actual right and wrong.
The
Right
right
and
and wrong, we
wrong.
just came to the understanding here that right and
You
wrong is
just
perspective. We both just said that. Right and wrong is perspective. We both just said that. I went
it
down the
depends
rabbit
on
hole. It is
it depend
perspective.
it depends on which area that you are in
Give
to
me
where right is right and wrong is
give
wrong.
me an example of a relationship issue where right and wrong is wrong. Give me like
Um,
concrete.
um, leaving the toilet seat up.
But what if that's not wrong in my other relationship?
That's that relationship. I don't care about that other relationship. This is
No,
here.
no, no, no. Give me an example of something because you're saying it's not perspective, which means it has to be universally right or wrong. So give me an
It
example of
is.
something that
It.
is universally right or wrong.
I mean, that is universal. Right
It
or
was
wrong.
not a
When
problem with
you,
me when my ex used to leave the toilet seat up.
that's his perspective.
So it can't be, you can't use that example if there is an example of it not being universal that it is
It's
right and wrong and wrong.
universal, but just because he didn't agree that it was right or wrong, that's his perspective.
Do you get what I'm saying? There's no point of arguing right or wrong then.
If you're a woman and you're rushing to get in the restroom and you're like, you know what? People understand like either I gotta just lift up this small lid or I can just go in there and sit down. Bam, it's happening just now. And then just falling into the toilet, be like, yo, why you gonna let the seat down? Or why you got the seat up? Why is there pee around or whatever the situation is? These are things that you do as a man to make sure that hey, if you're not in a male predominant area to where you can leave the seat up, don't leave that seat up. Leave that seat down.
Right. That would be wrong for that girl that
That's
feels that that's
universal.
wrong. I've
That's
that's happened
universal
to me
though.
and I didn't really care. So,
You didn't care. You see that? Perspective.
yes, because it's situational. What's right here may be wrong there. What's wrong there might be right here. Is all I'm saying. So, if you're going to argue right and wrong, you're going to be spinning your wheels and constantly getting nowhere with someone.
That's not true. The
No,
thing
you're right
is
because
that
there are people that will, for the sake of like whatever, will fold and they will lie to you and they will concede. Yes, but that's not how they really truly feel. So yes, you are right. There are sometimes you say this is right, that's wrong, and a person will be like, yeah, no, you're right. Then yeah, okay, yeah, cool. But they also understand that you're saying that for this right here with you, it's wrong. Okay, cool. What to do? All right, now can we get to the problem? That's why when I am talking to people like that, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, now can we actually get to," and I say it just like that. "Okay, nope, yep,
right.
you're right. So now can we get to the thing? Because you want it to be right so bad. You are. Cool, you're right. Now, can we actually get to the problem? I wanna solve it. If that's what you need in order to get your brain into problem solving mode,
But
cool.
but but listen to that. It's like if I'm right, why get to the problem? If I'm right about the problem, then you have to look at it my way because you just said that I was right. You can't
Okay,
just
I can
automatically say,
answer.
"Go ahead."
You let's just say I'm the one to leave the toilet seat up, okay? You come to me and you say, "You leave."
You nasty.
You come to me and you say, "Hey, you leave the toilet seat up, and that's wrong." And I go, "Okay, you're right. It is wrong." And I'll leave the toilet seat up tomorrow. And I'll leave the toilet seat up again the next week from there. I agree. It's wrong. It's wrong. Do you know why I leave the
So why?
toilet? No, no, no. Because you said, why do we need to come to an agreement if we understand right is right and wrong is wrong? This is why. Because after we get out the way, you'll realize that right and wrong mean nothing. Okay, cool. I agree with you. Me leaving the toilet seat up
But
is wrong. But you don't know why I leave it up. We didn't come up with any kind of solution as to help me put it down. You don't know if it's a mental thing, it's an OCD thing. You don't know if it's a I sleepwalk at night thing. You don't know what it is. You want it to be right so bad, or you wanted me to understand that I was wrong so bad that that's where you stopped at. And you said, hey, if you understand that it's wrong, then why you don't know what it is because you didn't want
but
to go
that
through
that
that.
was that no, that was your decision because you didn't want to go through
No,
that.
all I said was I
You
agreed that
just
it's wrong. I
no
said, where do
wait,
we go from there?
right, right. That needs to be compromised. I still said that. If you understand that I'm right, if you said that I'm right, okay, the next step is to realize why you was wrong and what we're doing to fix why you was wrong.
So no understanding. It's just
You
me
just said that I
just
was right.
r
So you
right.
understood. That's your, that is your fault. Then you created that. You're creating another problem besides the problem that's already there.
I'm creating a problem by saying I
Yes.
understand. You said that it was wrong, and I said I understand.
Yeah, because you said you understand. So the fact that you
I
talking about, oh,
understand
we
that
need to get
to
under,
you, this is wrong. I
right.
understand that. That doesn't
So
do anything.
okay, all right. Say we don't even talk after that. Say that you say you do understand
Mm,
that it's wrong. You're continuing to make the same wrong decision over and over
yeah.
again, knowing that you know that it's wrong.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that means you don't care. You don't care about
Does it
me
mean
at
that?
this point. It has to, because you know that it's
Mm,
wrong,
but I
and we
sleepwalk.
already
I can't
talked
control
together.
it. Right. You see why being right and wrong doesn't matter? What matters is the actual problem.
What can you do about sleepwalking?
There's pills that you can take. There's things that you can do. My cousins used to sleepwalk, both of them twins. There's pills that you could take. There's things that you could do in order to not sleepwalk. And there's things that you could do as the person that's in a relationship with me to be like, you know what? I'm going to, like, people who sleepwalk, they take their car keys away. They put special locks and stuff on the doors and the cabinets and things like that. There's a child proof little thing that you can put on the toilet that locks the seats. You press the button, the seat pop up. So you could be like, you know what? This is wrong. We both agreed it. Cool. We got that out the way. That means nothing. But let's actually go with the problem. The problem is the toilet seat is left up, and I don't like that the toilet seat is left up because X, Y, and Z. And I go, okay, well, I understand that you think that that's wrong. This is why I leave the toilet seat up, and this is X, Y, and Z. Or hey, I didn't even
That's
know
what I
that I leave the
said.
toilet seat up X, Y, and Z. Let's figure out how we cannot leave the toilet seat up. Let's actually get to that. Whether I said you right, you wrong, you a butterfly, you a camel, none of that matters. What matters is the actual issue. But for you care and you need that first of right and wrong. You need that first. That means nothing to actually solving the problem. That just is feeding your ego or whatever it is that you need, because you need it first. You need it first, is what you said. That's what you told me. You need it first. You need your fact finding first. You need to, if I say, and that you called me at 9 p.m., you say it was actually 7. And I'm like, why are you saying it? Well, because I need you to get it. You need that first. So it's not about the problem solving. Again, these are two people with two different goals. There's somebody who actually wants to solve a problem, and there's someone who wants to prove that they're right. We're not attacking the issue in the same way. Both of these people need to be honest and have the same goal. We don't have the same goal. Your goal is to be right, and my goal is to fix the problem, to alleviate the problem, to be stress free as fuck. So I will, if I cared enough, I would, yeah, I'm gonna always tell the person that they're right. Cool, let's get it out the way. If I gotta say that you're right in order to fix the problem, yeah, you're right. Now let's actually get to the problem, because that's what I care about. This problem popped up here, and I want to eliminate this problem so that we don't ever have it again. Let's look at it from all angles and see how we got here, and then let's get rid of that. But if you just want me to say you're right,
Right.
I could definitely do that. Yeah,
So
you're right. Now let's
even
get
with
to it.
that, I'm going to defend the reason why you said that I was right.
That's fine.
Now that I understand that I'm defending my part
That's fine.
of why I was right, and you're gonna try to defend your
No,
part
I'm
why
gonna
you don't.
agree with why okay, you said it was right because cool, that's fine.
So
I
what's the
need to
point
get
of
to
getting to that? Don't
because
make
I
any
need to get
sense.
to the actual problem. You're talking
Right.
about offense and
Listen.
defense. You hear how you talking
Let,
about a relationship?
it's
I don't gotta
it's not even
defend. Yeah, she said I gotta defend my stance, and in court they do this. First of all, you're even looking at a
not say
relationship.
nothing about
Yeah, she
court.
said court a couple conversations ago, because I kept note of that.
We're talking about this one right now.
Yeah, but I'm
We're
talking about
not
it was.
talking about that one.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say a couple conversations ago. I meant to say a couple minutes ago. But when you talk about the laws and stuff like that, yeah. So um,
I said something about laws,
got
but
you.
nothing about defending in court.
Yeah, right. I didn't say that. You said defending in court. I
You
said
just said that.
and court. I said and court. And court is what I said.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
you care about things being right, wrong. You care about um you care
You
about that
have to
first.
learn.
Hold on.
You got to learn.
You care about that first. So you are looking at relationships wrong in the beginning. Or you're looking at the conversation wrong. You're looking at problem solving wrong to begin with. So that's just first, in my opinion, or whatever. I guess I gotta say that. But in my opinion, my perspective, my outlook on life, you're looking at that wrong. Okay. I think that it is an issue that you say that, okay, well, I gotta say that this is right. And you said it's wrong. Now I need to go into why you think that it's right and wrong. And it is okay, cool. Once we get through with that bullshit, we'll actually get to the problem. So I'll just keep agreeing if I need to because I want to get to the actual problem. You're just trying to feed, I was right because of this and it. Okay, you get why I was right? Okay, cool. Yep. And I'm going to be like, yep, I agree with you. It was wrong because you popped your ass in the toilet seat and you didn't want to. And it was in the middle of the night and it was inconvenient for you because and yes, that was absolutely wrong. That was fucking horrible. Oh my God. Yes, I totally get it. Why it was a bad thing. Bad me. Shame, shame, shame. I get it. Now, can we get to the actual problem? It's those exact words that I'm going to tell you. Let's get to the actual problem. Okay. The actual problem was that the toilet seat was up. Now, let's try to figure out why it was up. What did I do? What did you do? When did you find it? Da, da, da. Now we can get into the things of actually coming to the compromise of how we're going to fix this. We're at the problem. But we wasted all this fucking time just for you to be like, okay, I was right. I was so right. And I feel like people who think like that and go through that as a child, they were never heard, or in their past relationships, they never really had a voice or something like that. So they want people to be, you hear me now? You see me? I was right. You trying to prove shit to yourself through me. Nigga, just automatically assume that you're right. Cool. Who cares? Let's get to the actual problem. Like, I ain't got time for all that rah-rah. Let's just get to the actual shit. Cool, you right. You need that here. Here's a medal. Yay, you got a trophy for being right. Yay, you right. I'm wrong. Woo, yay. All right, now let's actually get to the problem. Let's actually fix it. That's all I'm saying.
That is the problem.
So the problem with you is right or wrong, not what's actually done and how to fix it. The problem for you is right or
Fixing
wrong. I'm asking you very clear. No extra words. You said that
the
is the problem.
problem
When you said that is
the
the problem,
problem
when you said that is the problem, because I want to make sure I'm clear on my question so you can be clear on your answer. When you
I
said,
already know what I'm about to say, but go ahead.
okay, when you said that is the problem, are you saying that whether these people know something is right or wrong, that that is the problem?
No, the problem is the problem. Right or wrong is not the problem. It's addressing the problem, but right or wrong is not the problem. The problem is still the problem. Once you once you get to the point, because it's not always what's right and wrong. There's situations where right and wrong has nothing to do with whatever the problem is. So in this aspect of what right or wrong is, when you clarify what is right and what is wrong, that comes with the solution. The compromise comes in that. So you're gonna stop looking at it the way that you look at it. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna set that meet out an hour before instead of the day before because it might go bad. You're right. That is part of the solution. That is the solution. That is the compromise. You can't say that you agree with me and I'm right and all these other things, and then talking about let's get to the problem. That was the problem. The problem is the problem, and you agree with what I said, so you agree with the solution. Set it out an hour before.
And this is why corporations pay me so much money to actually problem solve because that is a horrible way to problem solve. That is absolutely
Because
horrible.
because you agreed with that being that I was right. So
Okay.
you're upset with me because I said, oh, okay, you shouldn't do this and blah blah blah. What I did was right. And you're like, oh, okay, you were right. Next thing you know, you're still doing the wrong thing. You're still doing the wrong thing intentionally at this point. You're still
No,
doing the
no,
wrong
no, no.
thing.
That's just always what I've done. It's not like I'm doing it to make sure that I'm doubling down on doing the
You
wrong thing.
but you have to if you understand that
I
I'm
know
right.
that what I'm doing is wrong, but that's not the problem. Right and wrong is not the problem. That's not the problem. You just said it yourself. The problem is the problem. So me knowing
Correct.
whether it's right or wrong is not the issue. The issue is
Right.
the issue.
Right.
So no,
And as I said,
I'm not intentionally
you
doing,
are
no, I'm
you,
doing what
you
I've always done.
but you know that is wrong.
Who cares? You the one that care about right and wrong. Who cares? Okay, now I know that he thinks that it's wrong, but it wasn't wrong over there. So am I supposed to? Okay, so no, no, no,
I
no, no,
don't
no, no,
care
no,
what
no,
it
no, no,
was
no,
over
no, no.
there.
So,
You're bringing out outside
do
sources.
I need to take all of the rights for this situation and all of the wrongs for this situation and weigh it to see which one I should be doing in life? No, I'm going to do what I always done because we didn't come up with any solution other than feeding you your trophy to say, "Hey, you was right. You was right, and I
No,
understand."
that's what you took from that. You didn't take the solution with you because you was only trying to give me an award for being right or whatever the
Because that's
situation
what you
may be.
wanted. That's what you cared about. That's what you need first.
No, that is part of problem solving. Okay.
You said you need it first, is what I said.
Identifying what the problem, okay? Yes, identifying what the problem is, what is right and what is wrong, explaining why it's right and why it's wrong, solution, compromise.
You see how
That
long
is
that's
that
gonna
is a
take?
that is a
Let me tell y'all. Hey, what the problem is, hey, I do this, like I said, hey, this is what I do, and this is why I like it like this, and I didn't like that you did that like that. Cool. Hey, this is what I do, and this is why I did it like this, and I understand that you don't like it like that. Okay, cool. Now that I understand why you do your thing, and you understand why I did my thing, can we meet in the middle ground somewhere? Yay. Cool. We get to stay together. No. Oh man, we gotta break up because there's no middle ground that we can come to compromise to blend our lives together. That's just very simple. Give less than a
that's
fuck
very
about
joke.
right and this and
It's
that. It's
it's
it's it's so
the
ugh.
the the end goal of that was super dramatic. You got to break up because y'all couldn't meet middle ground. That's crazy. All I just said was set the meat out, and now you want to break up because you don't want to set the meat out. Crazy work.
Yeah.
Crazy work. So even with that, every relationship is different. Every relationship got their own rules and standards, and you have to abide by what y'all both compromise on. It's not one sided. And if you disagree with something, you talk about it. That's why in this day and age, everybody is talking about communication, 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 because communication is how you get shit to work.
Effective communication,
That's true.
because you
Effective
can do a whole bunch of
communication.
talking about right and wrong and get
And then
nowhere.
not do go nowhere. I agree with you 1,000%. But that don't mean break up. I mean, it's just me. So, I mean, what you want me to do? Like, oh, you know what? I accept your way. You know what? You right. That gets nowhere because now I'm killing myself in the way that I see shit just to make sure that not only I keep you, but do it your way. That shit
Yeah,
not
so
effective.
I just wanna clarify for anybody. You just joking, right?
Joking about what?
Okay. So I just wanted to clarify for anybody else who might be thinking that I was saying that you should break up because of the meat with my yeah or nay scenario. I was more so saying like you weigh those out in your brain, like the yays of if you can compromise with this person and they can fit together in your life, or if you can't. If you can't make this person fit, if y'all can't come to making y'all puzzle pieces fit, then y'all know that y'all aren't supposed to be together and you go your separate ways and then you find people who do fit your puzzle. That's all life is. That's the hard work, but people don't wanna do that, and we're just gonna circle back to the beginning of the conversation where we were in the beginning. So, yeah, that's what I was
You
saying. I
see how
wasn't
you
saying
fuse all it together? It wasn't even that. We was talking about the problem,
right.
the solution. I addressed the problem and solution, and now you're talking about yays and nays. I wasn't talking about breaking up with that. People don't want to. It had nothing to do with that. The problem is still the problem. What are you talking about?
You literally just said, "We ain't gonna, nay to this, and so now we gotta break up. Oh my god." And I just was explaining to them, I wasn't saying to break up over the meat. I was just saying when I
That
did
was
the
a that
thumbs
was
up and thumbs down, I asked you, "Were you joking at first?" And you said, "Joking about what?" So, if you didn't know the jokes that you was currently in the midst of saying, I was like, "Okay, maybe he wasn't joking." So let me clarify for everybody else. I wasn't saying this for the meat. I was just saying in general, it was just general problem solving. Yay, this works. Yay, y'all came to a compromise. No, y'all didn't. Leave. Like, I'm not saying that that's one thing. I'm saying wait or whatever, like whatever you gotta do. But yeah, leave.
compromise ain't the problem. The problem is the problem.
The problem doesn't have a solution if they can't compromise, sweetheart.
I'm understanding of
So
that,
that's what I'm
but
saying. They have
we're
open
still talking about
problems
the
then.
problem is a
So if I say nay and they can't come to a compromise, then they have open problems. And then if they keep having open problems with that person, they should leave. That's not their person. That's all I'm saying. But people don't want to be lonely or put in the work and yada yada yada. So they'll stay with somebody. So there's that.
right. But telling somebody, "Oh, okay, you're right. Now let's get to the problem," is just not
That's
putting in the
honest.
work. You're avoiding the problem to begin
I'm
with
not.
because you're I'm gonna tell you how you are. You're
Please.
you're allowing him to boost his ego by saying like, "Oh,
Ah,
you're right."
there we go. I just wanted you to admit that the whole right and wrong thing was an ego boost. Go ahead though. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What
Go
are you talking
ahead.
about?
Finish what you were saying.
Yeah,
You said
because
I'm
this
allowing him
is
to boost his ego. Mhm,
yeah, your
mhm,
perspective. I'm speaking into your
mhm,
perspective. Let's listen. Let's make that obvious.
mhm.
You're boosting his ego by letting him know that he's right, so you can actually get to the problem. You don't have to boost his ego.
I do, because if it's you,
No,
that's the only way
you
we'll
don't
get to
have
problem
to.
solving. I wanna get to the problem solving. I don't give a fuck about all the other shit.
If it's me, the problem is the problem.
No, it's not,
At the
because
end of
you
the
said
day,
that you have to start with right or wrong. And I asked you specifically, is right and
hey,
wrong the problem? And you said, no, the problem is the problem. So if you need to start with right and wrong, you just admitted that you
right,
got to
right,
start with something before you get to the
right.
problem.
And
And
with
I
that
want to get to the problem.
conversation, at the end of that conversation, what was the end? What was my ending
Tell
statement
me.
with that? Yeah, you don't remember? I said, let's try it your way.
That was with the fact finding. That was with the 7 p.m. this, 8 p.m. that. I said, we fix the problem first. And at
Mm-mm.
the end of it, yes, it is. I said, we
I
fix, no, no,
said,
no. I said, we fix the problem first.
now
And
you're
then
telling me what I
I'm
said.
telling you
Okay.
what we said. So I said, fix the problem first. And then at the end of it, we agreed to do, I said, keep a list of everything. Okay. As we fix the problem, you keep a list of everything. And then at the end of it, if you want to say it was 9 p.m., not 7, it was cold outside, it wasn't 3. It was this, it was that. It was that. Fine. But now the problem is solved, and whatever you needed to get out of that, you can still get it. But you focused on the problem first because the problem was the actual goal. But whatever you needed afterwards, and then if you want to be like, oh yeah, you're right. If you want me to say your highness at the end of it, cool. As long as we fix the problem, that's all I care about. I don't want to have the problem. Let's fix it real quick. Quick. Quickly fix the problem. Whatever else you need. But you said before we get to the problem, because you just said right and wrong wasn't the problem. Before we get to the problem, I need to do right and wrong. And then the problem is the problem. We can get to the problem. I'm saying, fuck all that shit. Let's get to the
I
problem.
was just offering my perspective of how I looked at problem
Right.
solving. That's all I
I
did.
know. And I just commented on that. I'm just saying I do it a different way. I want to just solve the problem. I don't care about who
I'm
right and
aware.
wrong.
And you said the problem and the problem, but like I said, that don't always apply. Right and wrong don't always apply. So
Right.
that's why I said at the end of the day, the problem is the problem, and that's why I'm trying to look at your aspect of how you look at that.
Yeah.
Because
It's much
at the end of the day, the
happier.
problem is the problem.
It's such a
It's not
stress-free,
happy.
it is,
It's
it's
it's,
very happy.
it's not stress
You
free.
it is
No, it's
very
not stress free.
stress-free. What do
No,
I tell you
because
I'll be stressing about anything?
okay, that's not the point.
No,
The point
I'm
is
about to say, because
that's
I
not the
definitely
point at
don't be
all.
stressing.
The, the point is that at first you say right and wrong is not irrelevant. All right, cool. Then you say fact finding. That's irrelevant too. Let's get to what it is and the solution. All right, now we can go back and do everything. That's
No, no,
just
no, no,
stressful.
no. I'm saying,
That
hold on. I'm saying I
if
don't need that. If a person that I'm talking to needs to hear that they're right, or needs to for them to get
I'm
to the
aware,
problem
I
solving,
know
they
that's a.
need to know that it was
I'm.
7 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. Do
You will
that
feed that.
afterwards.
I'm.
Yeah, do that afterwards. But I don't need that. So shit, it could never come, and I'm totally fine because we solved the problem and we good. We're great. We solved the problem. But if you want all the extra stuff and the pat on the back and the whatever, sure, sure. But as long as that problem is fixed, I'm Gucci down to the side. You want a foot rub afterwards? Fucking cool. I don't care. I just need the problem fixed. I'm a problem
Right.
solver.
And if the problem don't get fixed,
Now we got an open problem, and then you see how you want to take that. How long can you live with that open problem? How do you want to be with that person that won't fix this problem with you? Because where y'all stuck at is not even at the problem. It's on right or wrong. Y'all still stuck there. Y'all can't even get to the problem.
we're not talking about right or wrong. We're talking about the
If you get to
problem.
the problem and it remains open because you guys can't compromise, that is a decision that you need to make. It depends on what the problem is. If I say, "Hey, the issue was is that you was fucking around with this bitch or whatever, blah blah blah. You shouldn't be doing that or whatever the fuck it is," and you saying, "I feel like I should be able to fuck with this bitch," da, da, da," well, then there's a decision that needs to be made. Am I going to stay with somebody who does that, or am I not? That's it. That person says, "Am I willing to lose this person, or am I not?" And if y'all can't agree on that, hey, it's open. Make your choice. Choose. Life's still gonna keep going. So while y'all trying to live
Uh,
normal life, you got these open problems just sitting here, or problems just sitting here as you try to for fake live a normal life with all these fucking open loops that never got solved. I don't like to live like that. Most people do live like that, and they don't even realize that they are living like that. Most of them do know. and
Uh,
they don't want to call themselves pathetic, but they are. Hey, whatever. But get that shit together. Solve the problem quick.
I mean,
It ain't that deep. We
it's easier
motherfucking
said than done.
we are
Yeah,
motherfucking beings floating on a rock in the middle of a fucking whatever the fuck this is outside of us. Okay? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. And if it is that deep,
we're
then
not
leave. It's not
it,
that deep.
but it's not that. It's the fact that we're not looking at things to that capacity.
But
We're
you
looking at
should.
the right, and that's true, but we're looking at the right here and right now.
Right.
Right here, right now, I feel some type of way about this spec in the long run that don't mean nothing
Hmm.
to the grand scale of life.
Hmm.
You feel me? Now, even with this one spec, it's life changing because now you still have to make a decision if you want to share this entire life you got while you're on this floating rock
Hmm.
in the middle of God knows where with this person or not.
Hmm.
So this spec still matters, but people look at the spec and dive deep into it versus looking at it in your mindset of like this shit don't matter, like we're out here living in 500 million years past the explosion that happened
Literally.
and the flood and whatever situation, and that is the a wow moment, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, like wow, like this shit don't even matter, and it don't, but it does. You feel me?
But it doesn't. If you were thinking
To
if you
people it
were
do.
right, but if you were thinking bigger than that, it's like when you become a CEO, right? When you become a CEO of a huge corporation, the fact that this one employee wears perfume that bothers the employee to sit next to her, that's of none of your concern because you're evolved beyond that, right? That would be crazy for that to even go all the way up to the CEO. I'm saying that to say, in your life, as grand as this fucking moment is, where you should be living in, oh my God, this gratitude and all this stuff, as this moment is, for you to be like, you know what? The fact that you set out this meat, this has affected me to this, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't have affected you. It shouldn't even reached up there to where you should be vibrating at or where y'all should be at. That shouldn't be a make or break for y'all. That shouldn't be so big. But it could be a point of understanding. It could be a, hey, babe, why do you always set the meat out like that? Why do you do that? Because I don't I really I mean, hey, I don't really like it. I prefer to set it out an hour beforehand, but why do you set it out like that? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I set mine out an hour before. Would it be cool if we set it out maybe 6 hours before? Kind of compromise. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Boom. Now you're done. You're cool. You're doing whatever you want. Or you don't bring it up at all because you realize that on the grand scheme of things, this is not an issue. This is not a problem. But if those little things are an issue, then you got to understand that you're down here. You're being consumed in this NPC ass life instead of living it abundantly with gratitude and gratefulness. That's all.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I think I'm the way you look at it isn't bad at all. I'm not saying it is.
Mhm.
It's just that everybody look at it different.
Right. Right. You know, and that's, I mean, it's unfortunate. But, there is a big group of people who do live um, a very stress free life because they understand, like, oh, okay. Like I told you before, like, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care if this person leave. I don't care if this person stays. I don't care about none of that because it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of life. That doesn't mean anything. And if I'm so focused on that, that must mean that I'm on the lower level of my life. I'm not thinking as the CEO of my life. I'm thinking down
You,
here
you,
on the
you,
floor.
you on the pathetic side.
Sure, yeah. I'm on a very low level.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying
I mean, whatever. That's why I
to.
said it's not pathetic. Don't have to be the word. It could be whatever word it is, whatever fits right there. If pathetic is it, yeah, then I'm on the pathetic side of life. If I'm giving a fuck about who's saying this, who doing that, da, 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 they're not the people who run these big ass corporations are not going. "Well, what is Sarah who comes in HR? What is she thinking about me? What is our okay? What is the janitor? What did they say? Or do they agree with the things that I'm doing for the? They don't. They don't because they're so far beyond that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So I could care less about all that other stuff. I don't care. People don't like me, probably think I'm ugly, probably think I'm fat, probably think I'm this. I could care less. I do not care.
Huh. I whether I care or not, hearing it so many times will affect some part of you, especially if you're saying women are emotional or hormonal. And
Depends on what level you're on.
that's true.
If I hear it from people who are on lower levels or that I don't identify with, then I could give less than a fuck if 1,000 of them said it to my face. Y'all just wasted y'all time. That shit don't mean nothing to me. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't affect me. Things affect you if you allow them to.
That's true.
You give those things power. You give those words and those thoughts and all that stuff. You give it power. It doesn't apply to every single thing, but for most, it does.
I got you. This has been informative.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we talked about some of this stuff already, it's still
Yeah. We didn't dive this deep on it. So I like that.
no. I think we were saving it for this moment, to be honest.
Okay. I can see that.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. You got any
Yeah.
closing
I know you about
words?
to close us out. Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking, did you have any closing words?
I'm not mean. I'm not, I'm not mean. I do
That's our
care.
first statement, guys. That's our first statement.
Yes,
go,
I'm not mean. I
go
do
ahead.
care. I do have a heart. I'm actually a very emotional being, but I am a very honest person. And that's just my perspective. And I'm just one little tiny little minuscule speck in the grand sea of other people's perspectives and emotions. And nobody's I'm not gonna say that part, but that's it. So hey, I just be chilling, y'all. I just be talking. I don't feel no ways. I just get passionate when I talk. I like talking.
She's a very passionate person when she talks, so I do agree with that.
He is
And
on the phone.
I'm just as
You don't be as
who
passionate here as you get turned up on the phone.
I do because
He
I
be
don't have
hiding
to.
how he is, and it make it look like I'm crazy as fuck when I get on here. But he
Let
magic.
me tell you why. Let me tell
Mhm.
you why. For one,
I thought this is the gray.
I'm not a camera This is the
Okay,
gray,
so why
but
you
let me
start a
tell you
podcast
why.
that you wouldn't be real on?
I am being real.
Mm.
It's just that I don't. Uh, I'm not putting on a show. You know
So,
what I'm
well,
saying? I'm
okay,
not gonna put
so
on a show.
the way that you be on the phone when we be having these conversations, you be turned up, but you don't be that turned up here.
Right, because I don't have to worry about looking into a camera or just being on the internet for the rest of my life and somebody grabbing some out.
But what does that mean?
It
Somebody
means,
grabbed it and what? Was it you being real?
yeah,
Who gives a fuck? Stand by what you
I'm still
said.
being real. I'm not just out here just trying to flip over the table, hit the microphone, and knock my light off and shit like that. I'm being more controlled with how I'm expressing myself, but I'm still expressing myself. The words are still the same. It's just that I'm not yelling at you and calling you a bitch every 2 seconds.
I'm a show of real, authentic, transparent. That's just how I am. I can't. I'm not speaking for
For
you.
the
I'm not
most
speaking
part,
for.
because I'm about to say, because you be turned up too.
I be
Don't
turned up
do that.
here. The same way I be turned up here is how I be turned up on the phone.
Nah,
You're
nah, you be more
crazy.
turned
You're
up.
crazy. I done
You're
called you
like,
names and everything on this podcast. Is you cool?
yeah, you have, but not to the same degree when we're on the phone.
You're a lie. That's a lie.
A- Am I?
That's a lie.
Am I?
That is a lie. What have I said? Give me a hint so I can
What
know.
you,
No, don't say it,
what
but
you mean?
don't say it, but give me a hint so I can know. Then I'll take back.
Fuck, nigga.
Nah, I probably said that on here.
Nah. No, no,
All right.
no.
Maybe you didn't
All
present.
right
Maybe you didn't
then.
present the opportunity for me to say it here.
Man,
All
nah,
right,
because you're the same.
well then, fuck, nigga. There, you got just playing.
She'll work on it, y'all. She'll work on it. She's still struggling a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's how it is. You know, you come to the grade, you don't know what type of show you're gonna get.
Facts.
We might get something that's like super passionate. We might get something that's super general. Might get something that's like more focused in. I mean, we bounce all over the place. I mean, whatever topic comes, the topic comes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got a clear direction of what we're gonna talk about. Sometimes we just throw the shit in the air,
Yeah.
let it fall where it may.
Let it
And that's
fall
what
where it
probably one of
may.
this was probably one of hey, that was hard. And that's what we that's what kind of today's shows was.
Mhm.
You know, we kind of like, you know, just revisited something that we talked about and we actually went a little bit more in depth. But the thing is that we can always dive deeper. We can keep going and keep going. And it don't have to be with ourselves. Sometimes it could be with you. So if you would like to come on to the show, if you would like to make a comment, if you would like to mention something that you want us to say in our next one, we can do that at the beginning or the end. We'll figure that out how we'll do something
Yeah.
like that. That's so right.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we'll incorporate that as well. But you know, it's all love here. It's never something that we'll take out of this show and bring into real life with any type of energy or animosity.
Yeah.
We might have after show. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But if you're a
Right.
part of the Patreon,
That's right.
you get that.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're not a part of the Patreon, you know
You
what I'm
get
saying? You lame.
nothing. Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
lame.
you know what I'm saying? Or pathetic, however you want to put it. You
Oh,
feel me?
y'all not
So
pathetic. Well, maybe. No, no, y'all not.
damn.
I'm just playing. Y'all not pathetic.
Well, nigga, that's what she said to y'all. But but you know, here we stand. You know, it's somewhere in between the black and white because that's why we call it the gray. It's a
Yeah.
shift in space to where you know love changes us, challenges change us, life changes us, and it reminds us that you know sometimes right and wrong isn't that simple. You know, and the problem is a problem. Okay, is that good
That's
for you?
good.
You know, so it
That's
blurs
right.
thing every now and sometimes they blend and sometimes they break, but just like they do, we do too. So, you know what I'm saying? We try to have real moments to where we grow with each other, where we learn from each other and we build off what we say to each other. So it's always kindness when we try to express ourselves. We just get passionate a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um, remember, as Ash said, sometimes when you're talking and you're communicating in a relationship effectively, communication isn't always about winning the argument. You know,
It's
it's
not.
about it's just about understanding and being more attentive to the words behind what 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 was being said. So you know, try to compromise. Don't give up. And if it is something that y'all can't agree with, then you know, go your separate ways. You know, we stumble, we grow, um, we learn differently, and we see each other differently. So I appreciate y'all coming into the gray. I'm
Yeah.
one of your hosts, R.D.J.
And I'm Ashley.
Y'all keep questioning. Y'all stay curious. Curiosity keeps us
I
honest.
just about to say cut the
Questions
cat.
keep us.
Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Fuck.
Book. curiosity. Curiosity keeps us honest, and questioning it keeps us connected. So you know, y'all don't be afraid to ask us some questions. We'll smash them things for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So you know, if this journey spoke to y'all, if these words that we said to y'all hit home or something like that, show us some love. Send us a like. You know what I'm saying? Share. Drop a comment. Um, we can open the conversation back up too. So you know, there's probably something or a perspective that y'all have that is probably beneficial for us to hear as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Ash is a little hard headed, so you know, just make sure when you come with it, you come with it. You
Just a
feel
little
me?
bit.
But
Just a little bit.
but we want to thank y'all for coming to the grade where we learn, we grow, and we keep choosing each other day after day. So
Yeah.
until next time,
Bye.
later.